Boom.
Welcome, Live Connection fans, to our 50th. Yeah? I don't know which way my camera's 50th podcast.
Yeah, you got it.
5-0. We finally made it here, so today we've decided to have a little celebratory podcast. So we're just gonna hang out, have some bevies, talk about some of our best moments, talk a little bit about LC. But before we do any of that, actually, before we do any of what I was gonna say, before we do any of, why don't we introduce ourselves? My name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Peter. Actually, I don't know which direction I'm pointing in.
I'm Erik.
So, anyways, boys, I think before we get started, we should have a little cheers. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
To what?
To us for 50 podcasts. You know, like it's just cool because we started off with a dream. We just talked in our Facebook chats, just being like, it'd be cool if we could do this YouTube thing. We really felt like we had the stuff. And
you like my dogs?
Yeah, I really do. I like dogs in general. And if you think about what we've done over the past, I want to say almost 3 years, right?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, we've actually come a really long way. And I think this is a really good milestone podcast to celebrate because, 3 years ago, none of us would have thought we'd be producing a podcast, and I'm really proud of the stuff we've done, and I'm excited to be here celebrating with my boys.
I'm proud of you, Matt.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Erik. Freaking thanks. It's a bit unfortunate to be in these circumstances for our 50th podcast. Normally we'd be all hanging out at Peter's. We'd probably go to the bar after and have even more drinks.
The original plan was to do a live podcast at some bar somewhere. That's a total lie.
Really?
I was about to say.
The logistics of that are terrible.
Yeah. Plus, we would look like a bunch of douchebags as well. People would be like sitting just
Absolutely.
looking at us like, who the fuck are these guys?
That'd be the. I would feel so awkward.
What is that?
What's that,
I
Jarrod?
don't know.
I realize it's backwards.
I saw what it said.
Jarrod,
I think it
It
was
was
right.
good.
It was just really dark.
It's very difficult to see.
Hashtag Fire Peter has had its run. We're on a new wave now, and that wave is hashtag Cancel Peters. So
Hashtag
everybody,
cancel Peter.
When do I get
look
a
through his
positive
Twitter
hashtag?
history. Uh,
When
When
are
we
you gonna
finally
do something
cancel, then we
positive?
celebrate.
A lot of
You-
hate for the 50th podcast, guys.
You're never gonna get there. You're gonna be under the thumb of us making fun of you constantly for the rest of your days.
Make content.
Sorry and all. What's everybody drinking today, boys?
Why don't you go
I got
first?
Pepsi.
I got some Shaka atop. Some might say
Yeah, I
it's
got
my
some
signature
whiskey.
beer, but apparently it's up for discussion.
Matt, that's literally the first time I've ever seen you drink Shot Top.
That's okay. That is so not
I
true.
feel
We've gone-
like it's a lot of people's signature beer.
Well,
It's a very popular,
Shotgun's a very
beer.
popular brand.
He was-
When I bartended, I'd probably serve it more than most beers.
He was
Hold
just
on.
saying
Think about
how he
that
feels
every
no one
time?
else drinks it.
no, that's not what I said.
Isn't
I never
it?
said that.
Am I wrong?
I'm looking up the definition of signature right now.
What do you need a definition?
A person's or
What you sign your name with.
hold on.
There's many
I looked at
definitions.
yeah, I know. A distinctive pattern, product, or characteristic by which someone or something can be identified. So by saying it's my signature beer, it doesn't mean that I am the Shock Top drinker, and anybody that drinks Shock Top is just cramping my style. It's just saying that when you think about Matt's beer, it's Shock Top.
I think Alexander Keith.
That's fair. That's
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just the way you say it. It's like that's my signature beer. It's like I suppose is when I think of Shock Top, I don't immediately conjure up a picture of your face in my mind.
Well, it's time for that to change.
I was about to say
All
you
right,
got work
just-
to do.
Just put me right there. Just Photoshop all of this. Leave the mohawk.
Don't do
Just
that.
Photoshop
Matt, I
all
will
of this.
put you there if you actually grow a mohawk.
Actually,
Matt Top.
Shave your head.
I'm glad you asked.
That is
Hey,
not
but
a
you can't really
mohawk.
see.
That's
Okay,
not a
fine, it's
mohawk.
not a mohawk. It was designed to be a mohawk. My mom's been cutting my hair, and we decided we would just play around with some stuff. And so she cut everything up to like here, really short.
These
but you can't
popsicle
really see
sticks
it, I
were meant
guess.
to be a bridge, but
You know what? Somebody else talk. You know, I'm just trying to bring the energy and the excitement and like, hey, I like Shock Top. I like to think it's my signature beer. No.
What?
No. You wanna feel special? You want to feel like you have something that can be a signifier of who you are as a person? No, forget it.
It's just
think
I've
so.
seen a lot. I've seen a
Ask-
lot of people drink Shock Top. I used to drink a lot of Shock Top, back in the day.
Used to.
But yeah,
so
Why did
Jack,
you go
what
down
is
to
the
More
the
Shock
refined
Top?
and
Top?
cultured, Matt.
why did I stop drinking Shock Top?
Um,
I got into the wine industry full time and started drinking wine and craft beer.
Is
So
it
I
like
only-
a? Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't drink a lot of like commercial stuff anymore, which sounds really hipster and lame, but whatever, I
Kinda
guess.
does. I don't drink any of your commoner beer.
It's true.
Only the finest ale designed for kings, not the peasants.
Aged 12 years in the barrel.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess Peter's having a cider.
No, I'm not. I'm drinking a rye and ginger ale.
Oh,
I
hey, that's
always-
your.
I had a
that's what
50
Peter
I had a
drinks.
50-50 chance.
Yeah,
There's
you
the
really
two drinks
did.
that you
You
guys.
really
Peter.
did. You really did. See, I got all my instruments over there. There they are.
What?
Jack, what are you
Oh.
drinking?
You brought them. Oh, I'm drinking a Fallen Timber Mead Hito.
Very good.
That's really good.
From Water Valley. Very
Mead
very nice.
Hito?
Yes,
Can you elaborate on what that means?
it's a mead that has been flavored like a mojito with honey, mint, and lime.
That's
They're
super
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah,
They're so good.
it's
That sounds
it's
like it
a
would be really good.
yeah, it's a producer in Water Valley, so
Hmm.
a few hours north of where we are. They've
Yeah.
been operating for about a decade, I think. They're really cool. I found out about them a few years ago when Grayden and I went to the beer fest, and I've just been buying their
Oh.
stuff ever since.
The one in
And we
Calgary,
actually,
right?
and we carry it at my store now, so
Okay.
I get to drink it whenever I want.
Nice.
The Calgary International Beer Fest is actually like a super fun thing. I've only been once, but like
Hmm.
it's cool because you just have these like little like shot glass-esque mugs and you have little tokens and there's like stands all over the place for, local big name beer and whatever, and then you just get like give them a ticket, get your little glass filled up, drink it back. You get to taste a lot of beers and you get to get modestly drunk as well. So
pro
yeah.
pro.
yeah, Peter, you'd love it.
The
He's
monitor
making a
image is
gluten
there.
joke.
Oh, the bread image
Yeah, it's there.
with the. Who do we have in chat today,
You
Peter?
can like barely see that.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Mhm.
It is there.
What do you want me? That's
I want you
what
to
do you want
make
me
a
to do?
screen specific for it.
Excuse me. This is just like a camera on the monitor.
Monitor cam.
Sponsored by the monitor image. Enjoy your 30 seconds of looking at this image.
Wow.
I actually want you to edit it so that I wish Discord were like Zoom and you could just make that image just your like background.
What a great time to be an
No?
app like Zoom.
Although not
Wish
really.
I-
I think one of their main investors or like shareholders or something or other like sued them because they like misreported the like end-to-end encryption or something. I've heard a lot of people say Zoom sucks recently. Like, I mean, because so many people had to use it for so many different things, I feel like it's getting a fair bit of flack for some people.
It has a lot of
Yeah, but people
security
give
issues,
it-
apparently.
People give every
Yeah.
video service flack. There's not a single one out there that people are like, this is perfect.
I'm okay with this.
Drew
Yeah,
says Teams is
Pornhub.
Sorry, Eric, I didn't think of that.
I didn't know that was
How
an
naive
option.
of me.
Sorry, what did Drew say?
Drew
Not
said
to
he
get
likes
too off
Microsoft
topic.
Teams.
Oh, all right. Never.
Sorry,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't-
Microsoft Teams is good. I've used that a few times.
That's the one I
Hmm.
use.
But that would require a lot of places like universities to spend money on their video service, a little more money.
What an
Yeah.
alien concept.
Yeah. They already
Yeah.
pay way too much getting Zoom Pro.
I mean, I guess that's the
Ooh,
other thing.
rumors.
Like for a lot of people, you can't really have like depending on who like the host of the meeting is, sometimes it has it where like you like go for 40 minutes and then it just cuts you off, just ends the call right there. And you kind of like, excuse me. I've been doing Zoom Muay Thai classes. That's actually been kind of fun. I just have like a punching bag in my front yard and I just listen to him tell me what to punch and where. And I'm just like, okay. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's nice that I'm still able to train and stuff like that. And it's also convenient that like literally once I'm done, I can just go straight into my shower and stuff like that. So
Pros and cons.
Oh, Bobby's been having fun with Zoom winter classes.
Wasn't Zoom a bad Tim Allen movie? Am I insane?
I think you're right.
No, I think you're
yeah.
right.
Yes.
I think there's actually a live connection video where we've talked. Oh, it's in the
It's
in
in
that
our
one
clips.
Twitch clip.
I
It's
clipped
that
it.
one-
It was during Halloween
Oh my
last
god.
year where you guys were playing that game on like the ship where you're being chased by the
Monster.
weird alien thing. I really like that clip. It's pretty
I
funny.
religiously watch that clip. It's so funny. I mean, it's sad because the way
Matt gets up on Sunday morning, he's like, hail the Zoom clip.
There are a few clips on our Twitch page that I always have to go back to. Like I clipped the one where we were playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and Jarrod said, I read a horror book once, and I lost my shit. Like, I couldn't breathe. I laughed so hard. And then there's the one where Matt was like, I would love to dream that. That's a classic.
I feel so bad about that because I was like, like that was when we had like just started doing Mario Maker streams and like we were getting a lot of viewers coming in and I was trying to be like really positive and really encouraging and I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. I would love to dream that. And then it was like dead silent for like a
Wait.
good like 5 seconds.
Are
And
you,
then Epic just-
are you telling me you wouldn't actually love to dream that? You were lying to
No,
make
I
the
wasn't
viewer feel
lying.
special?
No,
Matt, what
I
the
meant
fuck?
it. I meant
That came
it.
to that person in a dream. The idea
If,
for that Mario Maker level.
Matt provides a lot of humor for us in live
That's true.
connection and outside of live connection. And I think one of my favorite things Matt ever did was when we went to go see Spider-Man Homecoming, and it happened right at the end of the movie.
No, it was Civil War. I was watching Civil War with my family last night because in the post-credit scene is like he's pretending that he just got in a fight with some school bully when he actually was like fighting Captain America and shit. And like I swear to God, the way Aunt May looks at him, like I think she probably knows that he's like lying or something, I guess. But the expression she gave, she's literally at one point like, I can't do it with like I can't look as hot as he does. Oh, she's fucking hot. She's like she does like a thing with her tongue. She does like a thing with her tongue. She's like
All right, so
anyways.
if there's any girls watching the podcast and you are into this gentleman in the bottom, you just gotta recreate what he just did right there, and Matt is putty in your hands.
Effectively lick your lips.
I literally like right out because that was like the post credit scene. The movie was over, the lights were up after that, and I literally turned around to everybody and I said something to the effect of like, "She just gave him the come fuck me eyes," or something like that.
No, you
Was
got
that
up
it?
and you said, "I've never wanted to fuck Aunt May more in my life."
Yeah.
That is literally hands
Oh.
down what you stood up and said in the middle of the theater. And the best thing about it was there was an old lady sitting right behind us, and she had a look of disgust on her face when she looked at you after that.
No, she was also like,
Theater
"Oh,
full of people.
Yeah.
I just tell it how it is, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hide how I feel about Marissa Tomei.
You don't
Way
have
too
to.
hot.
You
I'll
don't
drink
have
to
to
that.
lie. You don't have to censor yourself. It's just maybe it's not the right thing to say in front of an old woman and a theater full of children.
It's like you
No.
never listen to Professor Oak, Matt. There's a time and place for everything.
But it wasn't even
Now is
like,
not the time.
Matt, it wasn't even like you said it quietly just to us. You said it at like a relatively high volume.
You
well, that's
announced
a loud boy."
You know,
you announced to the theater that you need to fuck Marissa Tomei.
she's so hot in that movie, dude. Literally over time, the Aunt Mays in the Spider-Man movies just got hotter and hotter. You know, you had the one that was like an actual
Hotter and
grandmother.
hotter. So
You
the
didn't-
grandmother was hot.
You
and then-
didn't have to justify your words. We're not putting you on trial here.
Her
We're not
third
being-
evolution.
Justify yourself justify your horniness for Aunt May. No.
It's a fact. Like, she goes from being like an actual grandma.
But we're
to
not,
being Sally Field,
disputing the fact. We're not saying I think Marissa Tomei isn't hot. I never said that. You don't have to justify anything to me. We're on the same page. I just think the method of delivery is a little bit different between the two of us.
How did we start on this conversation?
I'd let Marissa Tomei.
It's 50th podcast.
Twitch clips.
Anyways, yeah, Sally Field, right? A relative improvement to the grandma, and then Marissa Tomei.
Okay.
I'm gonna be alone forever.
There was a turn off this conversation that I think we're all like, oh, there it is, we're going that way.
Oh,
But then Matt the driver's like, no, back onto the freeway, baby.
You guys remember in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies where Aunt May was like a feeble old woman? And I know Erik
She was
likes
the best Aunt May.
Yeah, when Green Goblin blasts her fucking wall in. That's
Deliver us! Oh! That's a great scene.
I recently watched the third Spider-Man of the Tobey Maguire one, and I forgot how much I laughed when Tobey Maguire gets the symbiote on him. His whole development with his black suit that he wears and whatnot.
His hair turns black because that
happens.
for
Did you
some
know
reason.
that?
But yeah, apparently it attaches to your hair too, and makes it emo.
The more you know.
Good job, Sony.
I think it's so wild that like Spider-Man 2 is like to this day considered one of the best like superhero movies of all time, and then Spider-Man 3 is just a crash and burn. It's crazy how you can transition from really good, really respected movie to dumpster fire in no time at all.
Wasn't the second one, Tobey Maguire, like one of the biggest box office sellouts of the Marvel
I think so.
group? And then it was recently that one of the newer Marvel movies just passed it. I think it might have been Endgame that did it, but there is something in there. I remember reading something like that in one of the news articles I was just briefly looking at.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 were huge, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know, like the specifics.
Ever think about
It's weird that
Spider-Man
this-
2 and how messed up it is that Mary Jane just left her fiance at the altar to like go to Peter's apartment?
It's for the
And be
good
like,
guys,
all right,
so it
let's-
doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's a
It's just
win.
kind of messed up. She had a lot of time to, make that decision, but on her wedding day, she's like, I can't do this.
He was the first one to play football on the moon.
That's pretty impressive,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
one
mean-
theorist's opinion.
I mean, sure, Peter Parker can, climb walls and shoot gooey web out of his wrist, but he played football on the friggin' moon?
Nope.
No. So we've talked about who the best Aunt May is, Marissa Tomei, of course.
gosh.
Did I mention I'd let her roll me over and spank me? Anyways, who's the best
Hey, you
Spider-Man?
want to check the general Discord chat?
What is going on here?
I'm not looking at the Discord, but the chat is thoroughly against Matt, and everyone's like, wow, abuse of freedom of speech? How did this happen? How did this happen? Pain. Suffering.
Give it a little read. Just do a little scroll.
Matt,
I posted a image to the general Discord.
Mwah! Mwah! Marissa
Pretty
Tomei.
good.
I can't check it, so I need an audio description.
Okay, it's a side-by-side comparison of 2002 Aunt May and 2016 Aunt May.
Ooh. Oh.
Marissa Tomei is looking pretty good in that 2016 photo.
She is. So I mean, granted to Matt, hotter, the hottest. I don't know. Everyone's hot. Every Aunt May is hot apparently.
Look, I just want to clarify that's not what I said.
That's
Okay.
exactly what you said.
No, I said that they
Word
get
for word, that's
progressively
what you said.
hotter.
Yeah, exactly.
They get progressively hotter. That's like, I say, if I say Jarrod's hotter than you, does that apply that I'm saying that you're hot directly? That's neither here nor there. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Your gun can't hurt me, Peter. I'm too far away.
You notice how
I'm
the gun
immune.
only comes out when you're talking?
That's not true. That's simply not true. If Evan were here and you were talking about economics, you'd have
Okay,
two guns.
fair.
That's fair.
Fair.
Anyways, I have a legitimate podcast question. That's a great sequitur.
Great.
So what?
Let's stop talking about
What do you like more, Aunt May's? No, I'm just kidding. Who's the best Spider-Man?
This
Tobey
is a
Maguire.
conversation for Jarrod because 3 of his 4 favorite actors are the Spider-Man actors. So he's got an excellent insight into this.
Did you say 3 of my 4?
Yeah, your 4th
What?
favorite is The Rock.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
The Rock
one
was
and only.
amazing.
Soon to be
Peter
coming
Parker.
the next Spider-Man.
I'm gonna deviate away from this whole thing. What is everyone's favorite video and live connection? that they
Oh, come
have-
on.
Our
I was
upcoming
asking a legit
Spider-Man
question.
discussion video.
That's a tough question.
Anyways,
I like
I
the
like
answer
Tom
Peter
Holland.
Porker.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that's fair.
Spider Ham.
Spider.
What's yours, favorite, Jarrod? You started this, so provide.
I didn't start this.
Did you not ask the question?
No,
Matt did.
That was
are you talking about the
literally
videos or the
minutes ago.
Spider-Man thing?
The videos.
Talk about the videos.
Oh, the videos. Oh, I don't know. I
well,
have
the
to think about
Spider-Man
it.
question's impossible for Jarrod to answer.
I'm the
Just
Spider-Man
prevent
question's easy for me to answer.
Andrew Garfield.
No. 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 I like him in a lot of movies, not that one.
Yeah.
Tom Holland then?
I'd say Tom Holland's my favorite because it's closest to the comics. That whole Spider-Man in general is closest to the comics. There's aspects of that one and the original one that I think they could have combined to make them both better, but I'd say the newer ones, in my opinion, are better just because I like that they're more relatable to the comic books. But the villain choice they used in the other ones to me were better in like the first one.
Yeah.
Though I did find out the other day that the Vulture was actually supposed to be the villain of Spider-Man 4 in the Tobey Maguire series, but they didn't get, after the debacle of the third movie, Sony basically threatened the directors and writers that it's like, if this movie is as good as the first 2, you can't you guys are done. So the director, I think it was either the director or the writer, didn't think the vision was good enough, and thus they just botched the whole thing.
I watched that video too. I think it's weird because like I find that there's like this weird kind of recency bias with me. Like I loved Andrew Garfield when the Amazing. I actually love the Amazing Spider-Man as a whole, but it's only with the benefit of hindsight that I look back and I'm like, man, those were not good. Although what's weird is I remember being like super like upset when instead of him like naturally being able to shoot webs, he had like a little web shooting device until I realized that that's actually how it was in the comics. Yeah, and it's like I guess it's like this kind of, you know, like resistant to new stuff at first, but then you end up liking it like a lot more. Like I really liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, like way more than Tobey Maguire. But then Tom Holland became Spider-Man, and because I'm just an MCU fanboy in general, I'm just like all about it, right? I mean, I do think Tom Holland's the best either way, but like I know this is gonna hurt Erik deeply, but I did not like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I never have.
You're incorrect, objectively. So
He's incorrect about his own dislike.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're wrong, Matt. You like Tobey Maguire as
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
he
You're living in
does.
denial.
Eric, is Tobey Maguire your favorite Spider-Man?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire is my favorite one. Well,
What is it that you like about him? Is it just the nostalgia?
partially the nostalgia, and I think he does a real good job of actually being Peter Parker. If we're talking of like who's the best Spider-Man, I would say Tom Holland. Who I think the best Peter Parker was, it was Tobey Maguire for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, into the Spider-Verse, we got Miles Morales as
It was
probably one of the best Spider-Men.
That
So
was really
you know,
good.
there's a lot of criteria, but yeah, I would say my favorite one of all is the Sam Raimi one, probably for nostalgia, but also 1 and 2 are just really solid movies.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, like I think one of the main things that makes me not like Tobey Maguire is just like the way that he like reacts in certain scenarios. Like I think it's in Spider-Man 2. I don't remember exactly what it is that happened. It's been a while since I watched the movie, but like I think he's in. It's like late movie. He's in that like flooded boathouse or whatever that he fights Dr. Ock in, and like something happens, and all of a sudden he's just like, ah! It's like there's something about it that like makes me like A, laugh my ass off, but B, I'm like what's that reaction to? Like I can't like I
He's
don't know.
scared, man. There's a energy core that has the power of the sun about to take over all of New York. I think I would also be like, ah!
Yeah,
That's fine. Just let it happen. New beginnings.
Jarrod would
We'll come back.
power walk away from that.
What? I'd
Nice.
power walk away from that?
Yeah, you'd power walk away from the situation.
Yeah.
Do we have any? I mean, not to derail the conversation, but do we have anything to talk about that's not Spider-Man related?
I tried to deviate it.
I was
I
wondering.
did.
Yeah. I mean, we briefly, Jerry brought up our favorite moments from the past. You know, we got a lot of time to cover here at the 50th podcast. That's a lot of time. And we've been doing
That's
this.
a lot of time,
videos has happened in that time.
Yeah,
At
but
least
yeah,
three.
I liked. Yeah, I liked Jared's question. Are there like any highlights from like our YouTube channel? Any videos that stand out for you guys in the time we've been doing this?
Some of the Indie Peter stuff is my favorite that we've
Yeah.
done. Yeah,
The
honestly.
Pharaoh Goo episode always gets me,
Yeah.
and the finale with the Connect.
Yeah, the Connect
So
episode
good.
was a good one.
That's the one where Peter had me on my knees a lot in the video.
Yeah, I was right there next to you, on our knees.
And I put
more
you
old
where you're
school.
best.
I have certain soft
You put us at
spot
your
for,
level.
Outlast and Get Good Matt.
Yeah.
Get Good Matt was fun.
That was a
good Matt
saga.
was fun. Yeah.
I actually had it. I remember this really well. It was like one night a while ago, and I was like really having trouble sleeping, and I just like randomly pulled up a live connection video and ended up going through this like rabbit hole of watching a ton of our old stuff, and it was a cool feeling because like I'm worried I'm gonna make this sound kind of bad when I say it, but like it was like really pleasant to me just how like genuinely like hilarious I thought some of the stuff was. And like I think my main video that I would want to bring up is the Tetris 99 Rage video, because I mean not only is that the origin of the D-pad argument, which is like the core conflict in the live connection universe, but it's just so fucking funny, man. Like the subtitles are done really well. It's me, Peter, and Grayden. Grayden and I are just casually trying to play the game, and Peter's like foaming at the mouth when he can't figure out how to play the D-pad and shit.
No.
And it just spirals. It's just so fucking
I was
funny,
foaming
man.
at the mouth because your statement confused me to such a deep level that I was not able to continue. You can see it in the video.
My God. It is. I say, oh, you have to use the D-pad to move, and it's literally like, where's the D-pad? I'm like, right fucking there. He's like, that's D-pad.
That's a D-pad right there.
It's just
That's
out
a
of
D-pad.
control.
Not this. These is not D-pad. That's a D-pad. It's my
We got a D-pad right
that,
here.
no,
See?
no, don't look at
D-pad.
it. Don't look
See?
at no one.
Yeah,
I have one
No.
yeah. You see this D-pad right here?
Oh shit!
Man, people
I
are
mean,
bringing
okay.
up their itch left and right. Look at all these
Oh,
itches.
fuck off.
50th
So here's the thing.
podcast is
Like,
ruined.
it's just so okay. So like, yes,
I like the colors you got on your itch there, Matt.
thank you. I got tired of Joy-Con drift, so I decided to go back to not being special. But actually, I forgot how tight this color scheme is. Honestly, I'm all about it.
Watermelon?
And no Joy-Con drift is excellent. Yeah,
Watermelon's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
tight.
yeah. I want to get a new set of Joy-Cons, but they're $100, so I kind of don't. Anyways,
What was your
okay.
point?
So this is a D-pad.
That
You are
yes.
correct. But what's so crazy about like the way this started off, and I'm worried about what this is going to cause is in the situation, you know, you're playing the game, it's a freaking Tetris battle royale, you're trying not to lose. I had to be swift and I had to be concise. So I say the D-pad. Anybody who's ever played a video game and used a video game controller in their life understands that this would be this for the Switch. It functions as the D-pad. It's located in the same D-pad location. It is effectively a D-pad. So I say on the D-pad, and there's something about the fact that it's 4 buttons and not connected with a little slidey bridge like this that just blew Peter's whole entire mind.
It's a directional pad.
Hang on.
Actually, there's even little arrows on.
This is a good point. Matt has made me realize something here. In that this whole debate is based off Peter's inability to let that like one linguistic slip go. Because we've all pretty much agreed that it actually isn't a D-pad. They're 4 directional buttons. But we keep saying it because we know it annoys the hell out of Peter. If Peter had just let bygones be bygones in that split second when he was learning how to play Tetris, none of this would have happened.
But, I mean, how much have you enriched our lives?
It's enriched our lives a lot. But I think it's not enriched Peter's life very much. And he's done it to himself, and I don't think he's realized that until just now.
Okay. You don't need to, like, open my eyes to these things, Jack. Like, I like to think I won in this instance. This is a victory. Don't turn it into a loss.
You won the battle, but you lost the war. Like, we all agree with you on the D-pad point, but we're never going to let you live it down now.
This is such an up and down podcast for Peter. Yeah. It was ruined, and then it was saved, and now it's ruined again.
You know what?
Yeah, but Peter's got the biggest fan base.
I was about to say, I have the chat that's like you guys are
the chat they're like the chat only likes Peter. None of the other Live Connection members.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Peter, what's interesting is Peter is actually like I think arguably the most popular Live Connection member, just on the basis that like I think he gets the most.
Wait! Whoa!
Yeah, that's right. Call Peter a simp and nobody else.
You can't just say that. You can't just say that.
I did though. I mean, it's already happened.
That is not true.
What the fuck are you gonna do about it, Sim boy?
Hand on my heart.
You didn't know what to do with it for a second, did you? You're like,
No, I'm not a sim. 100%.
Matt, also, Peter, I feel, has an upper hand in these past couple months because he's the only one who really views the chats when we stream anymore.
I'm starting to get
I mean, yeah, like he's
Peter's
one of the main
competition.
Jarrod's rising up the ranks. But no, it kind of made me think about it today because the comments on what was it, the 7 minutes of totally reliable delivery service video? I think Quilted was like, did Peter edit this video? And it's like
hit hard.
Weird that he was correct. Weird that it was correct, but also like interesting that he just kind of was like, you know, there's 4 people that edit videos in Live Connections, but it had to be Peter.
See, no, here's my theory. It's because that was a re-uploaded video. Because I had done goof when initially uploading it and making it public. There was errors in it. Mm-hmm. And so when I took it down and re-uploaded it in the description, I said, re-upload because the editor done goofed. Whoops. And so that's why I think it was like, did Peter edit this? Did Peter make a mistake?
Well,
you also have such a good impression of Peter.
I would hope I can make a good impression of myself. If I can't even do that, what even am I?
You also have every editor has a pretty distinct style, I found.
Yeah? Like a signature style, you'd say?
Like Matt edits Pokemon.
Yeah,
I want to be mad, but
Matt.
You haven't said anything wrong. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do a little bit of... Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to do a little bit of research.
We've been given permission. Let's go on with the conversation.
Hey, we're at 273 subscribers. We're making freaking progress, boys.
Did you...
When you say it like that, it doesn't sound like progress.
What do you mean? 270? We're almost at 300 subscribers. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
That's how many defended Sparta.
That's the second time that joke is made. Made its presence known in the last week.
Why? Why, boys? Oh, we lost someone.
Oh,
Grayden, that was too much for Grayden to handle. He didn't like that we called his joke out.
Oh, we're so worried, man.
Everything
we thought we were
hinges
losing.
on Jarrod. On Grayden, not on Jarrod. Get away.
Me.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets Live Connection members' names wrong.
Yeah.
Peter, I was just watching the stream there, and that was such good timing. Like, Grayden returned as you waved your hand to tell me to get away, and it popped me over.
I hit Grayden instead, unfortunately, the newcomer.
Well, dare you. I've been scrolling through some of our old stuff as well. Now that I'm looking, the Super Sucer stuff was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Manuel Samuel.
Fuck Manuel Samuel. That was the worst. That was the worst.
That was so funny. That game, Grayden and
I had that game installed for so long. I mean, like, maybe we can get some content out of this.
I don't even think I was able to watch the entire Manuel Samuel video. It annoyed me so much. Like the part where we're in the car, like trying to get the clutch to work.
Oh, so
like
bad.
That took years off my life when we were doing it. I didn't need to watch it again. I think there has to be a few honorable mentions for the spooky content that we've put out, like the VR stuff during Halloween this past year. Until Dawn is
still has one of my left the biggest impact on me as Matt Let Me Die.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it, and Peter killed me for it. We could have all made it through that game scot-free.
Except for me.
Yes, I made a mistake. I didn't walk far enough around the balcony to find the flare gun. Did I know that the flare gun would have saved your life? Yes, I did. I explored it thoroughly. I just missed the flare gun. Did I know that one little flare gun would be the savior of Jarrod's life? No.
That's how life works.
I mean, Peter didn't have to kill me.
I'm pulling up the video. I'm almost positive you walked out the door and then didn't walk around the rest of the fire tower.
I think Jack's right.
I've watched that video like several times.
Jack,
I knew as soon as there is the butterfly effect symbol after Matt finished his part, I was like, I'm dead. As soon as I was the next scene, I was like, I'm dead.
Wait, did you know? Like, did you know that you were dead, like, then and there?
No, I just knew that there was a butterfly effect, and I assumed that since I was the only person near you, in the game at that point, I assumed that it was going to impact me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way. Did I mention I'm sorry?
All right.
I mean, did I get divine retribution for it, or what?
Matt, remember when you spoiled Game of Thrones for me?
Oh, that was a heartbreaking moment. That was. Truly, I felt bad.
The last season was out. It was when it was streaming. It was back then. I'd never seen any Game of Thrones. And I was like, I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay to watch Game of Thrones. And I was doing it. I was like, I'm going to watch the first episode live. I was catching up. And Matt just casually dropped the spoiler bomb on me. Just not a care in the world.
So, Until Dawn Marathon Part 4. At 21 minutes and 50 seconds, Matt walks back into the Firewatch Tower after only exploring one part of the outside. He does not go all the way around the tower. If he did, he would have found the flare gun.
Have I done any good for you guys in all of the time we've been doing this?
No.
Am I just like a...
I learned that Sonic.
Have I just ruined?
I learned which Pokemon you want to take to bed.
No. That's
that joke's coming up in an upcoming video.
I learned today that you would let Marissa Tomei do unspeakable acts to your body.
Oh, big time, buddy! I'd let her brand me. I'd let her put me in a torture apparatus just to frickin' smell her fart through a walkie-talkie.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hang on. Hold up.
Anyways.
I don't know how to handle this
Jack,
situation right now.
Go ahead. Look, it's a simple truth. It's a simple truth.
You made Peter take his hat off, his headset, and his glasses. Usually Peter just takes his glasses off when he's frustrated.
Yeah. Peter, are you okay? What's going on, pal? Hey, your hair's growing back.
Peter hasn't even done this for me, and I'm probably the one that gives Peter the most shit.
Do you think
Peter, put your hat back on. No, that's not how fucking hats work. You big idiot. I'm so embarrassed that you just did that. Hey, Peter. How's it going?
Matt,
You're doing
who
okay,
do you
bud?
think you are? You bring that filth into this family-friendly channel. My God. We
Okay,
need to have a serious talk, Matt. That's
I
a
thought
nice
we
juice
established that
glass you have.
we're
You know what? Now that Matt's holding up the bottle, I remember that time he said that he was 2 beers in and he couldn't come to one of our recording sessions. And we all made fun of him for it.
listen.
Which, I mean, it's good. You didn't drink and drive, but it's like you knew what we were doing. You knew that we were recording that day.
When was that again? Can you give me an
That
approximate
was a long
date?
time ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I do also.
What about the more recent time when Matt slept in, when he was like, man, I can't wait to talk about all these things on the podcast, and he slept in by 45 minutes.
It reminds me when we were going for a company lunch or whatever to celebrate something, and it was Matt's idea, and then he slept in and didn't show up at all.
I remember that.
Anybody else got any? Anybody else got any grievances?
Matt,
I can,
remember
make,
what
I can
saying.
make fun of Grayden really quickly. I only have one thing, but there was one time Peter and I were waiting to do, I think it was like a Friday Darkest Dungeon session or something like that, on the Grayden and Jack stream, and Grayden circled the block for like 5 or 10 minutes because he wanted to get a Snapchat of when his truck ticked over 100,000 kilometers.
It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long, but it was a little bit longer.
It's long enough.
It was a couple minutes. Hey, it was worth it.
Anybody else got anything that Grayden did wrong to them, so we could talk about that for a while?
He made those comments in the Dying Unborn video in the initial, the Show Me the Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was that, like, I basically opened, what's this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos that I would have brought forward for favorite videos. I assumed there was going to be some, mutual ones, but like just that opening bit, like that just keeps me entertained for so long. Just because, like, I like it when people, like, even just for a second can, like, synergize comedically, like, perfectly, like, just, and we didn't even think about it. We were just going back and forth, just messing around, and, like, I love that shit. What's funny is I showed so many people that video, and the only people that didn't laugh are the girls that I worked with, because I guess it's not very female friendly.
It's because you were showing. It was probably their photos that you were showing them in the video.
Yeah, it actually was. Yeah.
So the
They didn't know that,
were talking. Yeah, well, obviously they did. I didn't know that until 5 seconds ago, but that was a guess.
Yeah, like when I put that as the intro for that video.
No, well,
I didn't intend.
Like, it was about.
I was just gonna say, that was a surprise for me that everyone liked it so much.
You just thought, like, whatever.
It summed up the chaos.
It was just. Well, I mean, you also did such a good job of editing it.
That was another good game. Like, I hated it. I hated every minute of it, but it was a good
I wanted to do another
game.
part to it, but you guys were always like, "No, we don't want to play that again." That was.
You know what? I think I might have had
wanna
enough
do it.
time. I think I have enough time to recover. I do it. I go back.
Is it the fish game?
No,
The fish
Yeah,
game.
it was dog
Fish
shit, dude. That
game!
game's so fucking bad.
I think we should go back to that driving game that we tried to play.
Oh my God.
I wonder what we played version 0.0.05. How are you guys so harsh to it?
It was too indie, Peter. We need it to be a little less indie.
Okay, well maybe now I actually don't know. I haven't kept up with it.
That's
How is
the
that
one
even a
where
playable
it's
build?
that's where the car is chasing you and you're driving the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that game so interesting that I Googled it. The guy who made it was inspired by his own experiences when he was like a teenager in former Yugoslavia, escaping from like communist officials who were trying to track his family down or something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fuck.
He's like a
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very
the thing is,
unique.
it was a cool game with a cool concept, but you can't really blame us for shitting on it when, like, the key idea of the game is that you're getting chased by this vehicle and you have to complete objectives all the while being away from this vehicle. And the first, like, 3 rounds of playing the game, the vehicle just didn't spawn. And we're just driving around like, something's supposed to happen.
You get a
Been
glitch
driving for a
part
while.
once.
And then there was one where the car got stuck. Like, it followed us, but then it got stuck somewhere and it just didn't come back, I'm pretty sure. Did that happen, or am I out of my mind?
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah. But like that game has potential for sure. I would never shit on that game in like a this sucks way. It's just obviously it was a very early build of the game, and it's hard to make a YouTube video about it when the main thing that's supposed to make the game exciting and scary just doesn't happen, and it's just wacky driving simulator.
Hey, maybe this October it'll return.
The game did scare you though, Matt, once it stopped glitching. Like the first time you saw those guys coming out of the car to like chase you down, I'm pretty sure you screamed.
I laughed my fucking ass off. No, I screamed with laughter, dude. They look like they were doing Fortnite dances. Go back and watch the video. They get out of the car and they're literally like it was so funny, dude.
It is. It's hilarious.
Halloween has always been kind of for me. You know, I don't really care. But the fact that we do spooky games all month now, and I get to see Matt be scared,
it was really
I think that's actually one of mine. Is the VR jump scare with Matt that I did the short video edit for, where Evan came out of nowhere and just fucking scared Matt while he had the thing. I've never seen a man cripple to the floor quite like I've seen Matt cripple to the floor there.
It is instant.
And it was like you were down for a while. Like, that was psychologically traumatizing to you.
Like Peter and I came over early. Peter and I set everything up. We were testing it. And I said, like, okay, we got to make a rule that nobody can scare anybody because.
And you told that to Peter and nobody else.
Yeah, and then when it actually happened, I was so appalled because yes, I definitely forgot that I didn't tell anybody that, but I was like, why would you do that? And like,
I watched it all happen, really Matt's opinion on it.
Oh, that was so upsetting. No, dude, the scare that I mean, obviously I remember that because it was like the worst experience of my life. I'm pretty sure if I'd crippled and fell over any faster, I would have broken my fucking leg. But the most memorable part of that for me was the scare that I had when we were playing Spooky's Mansion jump scare, whatever the fuck, right? We were on, like, we had started the 50th floor. That's where Peter had started me off. And you go into this room and you see that little green goopy puddle, and then you go and interact with stuff, and then the ghost spawns after you interact with something. And I didn't know. So I go to read a book. I turn around and he's coming right at me, and, like, I don't remember where I'd find that video, but I gotta find it and, like, show you guys at some point because holy shit. I shrieked, dude. I shrieked so loud. I'm pretty sure it picked up on every single person's microphone. It was, and like, it has spatial awareness on HTC Vive, so you just see me like on the floor in a huddle, looking up at this big ghost. I'm like dick height of the ghost. Let me look into it. Let me see if I can find.
When I think of some of our old videos that I really like, I like the 3 episodes of A Way Out we did. There were some prime edits in there.
I'm so sad that we didn't finish it.
Well, we finished playing it, but it never came out.
Yeah, that was a fun playthrough. There were some pretty good moments in that. That was actually probably the last video where Peter and I actually had a decent conversation together in a video.
We can look back and see when we were still on good terms. Now there's just
oh my god! Tell it how it is,
you know,
pal.
as long as me and Jarrod are on the same wavelength, that's all that matters. What that wavelength is.
Eventually, I have faith that we'll get back to that way of talking to each other, but it's going to be a while of recovery till then.
You know, speaking of the spooky stuff, I did want to run something by you guys, something I noticed a few months ago. So Halloween, October 31st, does fall on a Saturday this year. So I was thinking 24-hour spooky live stream, go back, maybe redo Until Dawn or something like that, now with the new setup. Do a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would maybe be good.
I think that would be fun. I've never done a 24-hour thing. That sounds.
And we don't have to do 24 hours. We could do something similar to like what the Pokemon stream was when Pokemon came out.
Just an all-day thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Something cool, something to cap off the Halloween season, which is often a very fun time for live connection. Yeah. I think that would be fun.
Let's see if we can get the Vive again. So cool.
Playing with the Vive was unreal, man. I really, really like that. Maybe especially since Peter and I split Beat Saber.
So if I ever get VR in the future, I got that baby sitting there.
Peter and I have joint custody of a copy of Beat Saber on his Steam because
On
he
my
was like,
Steam.
I want to buy this, but I don't want to spend money. And I was like, yeah, I'll split it with you. I'll split it with you just so I can play it like 2 or 3
I
times.
know. I knew you were weak.
Dude, honestly, when I played Crab Rave on Beat Saber, it paid for itself. That shit blew me the F away. Crab Rave, mwah, mwah.
I don't get it, to be honest. Like, it's fine, but it's not mwah level.
It was just a cool experience, you know. It was just cool to like
There's something
jam
about
the
Peter's
song.
that is just so like thick and genuine.
It's in his blood. It's in his genetics.
I am one Italian boy.
It's true. It's the truth. I guess I'd probably have to go back to our old streams to be able to find that clip because I don't think we ever made a video out of it. But
that is what I said.
maybe I'll find it and do it. 'Cause holy shit, that was a scream. That was a shriek. It was a lot. But actually, I just have like little to no experience with horror games and horror, really anything in general. I just am very weak with when it comes to that stuff.
Is there any way you'd be willing to do a horror game?
In VR or just like in general?
Just in general.
Did you ever play the original Dead Space, Matt?
No, I have all 3 of them installed on my Xbox, but other than the episodes that we did, I haven't played any Dead Space. But like I don't know, because like a horror movie or a horror game is like whatever. Because if it gets spooky, you can just cover your eyes and plug your ears and look away. But VR, that shit's real, dog. When you're in VR, there's no escape, man. Like that's what made that moment with Evan so scary. Is the fact that like I had I'm in this room and I literally just don't want to move because I don't want to like experience this. And then when I'm at peak scare, Evan comes.
That was
ruined my freaking life.
That was like the main menu of the game. You were just sitting there, and something like a light flickered off outside. You're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And you stood there for like 15 minutes.
Dude, it was such a.
After 15 minutes, you were visibly shaking. You're like, guys, I can't do this.
It was like I was like really, really nervous, but I was like, whatever, we'll take it on. And then the moment I spawned into this dark room, I was like, get me out of here. I'm not doing this. But like, especially when I was playing Spooky's jump horror scare game,
Jump scare mansion.
Like it was obviously significantly less scary than most VR horror games, but I found it to be exhilarating. Like, cause it went from like screaming and being really, really scared to like still being really scared, but like actually getting like a rush out of it. Like I distinctly remember turning around and seeing this thing chasing me, and I was like, like it was like delirious laughter, screaming.
I can't wait for you, Matt, because I know you're how big of a Five Nights or Freddy's game fan you are.
Yeah.
Can't wait to plug you into the VR, Freddy.
I've heard it's actually
no
pretty
way,
bad.
dude. No fucking way.
What about if you guys
It
did
doesn't
like
look good.
an Alien Colonials VR?
Aliens Colonial Marine.
VR, sir?
I think so. Yeah, that's the one. That's the most recent one, right? Aliens Colonial Marine.
Alien Isolation is.
I know, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay,
That's the good one.
Yeah, I was thinking like, why would you want VR Colonial Marines?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
sorry,
psychopath.
It actually already exists, Jarrod. Alien Isolation VR as a mod, but you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's not like.
I really want to do Resident Evil 7 VR.
That would be fun. I would really be down for that.
Specifically that DLC, right, Peter? When you're sitting in the bed and you have to escape.
Oh god.
I want to do
sitting
the
in
main
bed.
campaign.
That
The
was
scene where you're like at the table and they're like throwing food at you and shit, and they chop off Lucas's arm. That'd be a great scene to see in VR.
I remember Erik was telling me about Resident Evil 7 VR, and he like, cause there's that one scene where they like run a chainsaw up your chest. Like, can you imagine seeing that shit in VR?
Yeah.
VR is
That
cool.
would suck.
I don't want to like totally derail the conversation, so maybe view this as a new topic. This is a question for Erik and Jarrod. So, I don't fucking understand how the story of Resident Evil works between 3 and 4, because I watched, there's a YouTuber I really like called Indie Mouse, and he played like all of the Resident Evil games and edited them into like funny videos and stuff like that, including like the new ones. And I'm like, okay, so up until Resident Evil 3, it makes sense. And then in 4, for some reason, Leon Kennedy is in Eastern Europe fighting a midget, an Italian midget.
Yeah, it's like a huge time jump
like it doesn't make any sense at all. From what Resident Evil is in the first 3 games, and then
there's like the Raccoon City trilogy, and then it goes on to like the action adventure trilogy almost.
I never thought about that. I never thought how much of a jump that is.
Like, how does the story tie in from like 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5, and then like 5 to 6? They try and like bring it back to like a zombie story, and then I guess 7 is also kind of tied in, but like it just doesn't make any sense.
I think
4 and 5 happen around the same time. They're just different areas.
I think 3, like at the end of 3, like, cause Jill gets out of Raccoon City, I get the feeling she probably like, and Leon, they probably expose Umbrella. So Umbrella is like, all right, we're gonna peace out of America. So, and they're like gone for a little bit, and then maybe establish themselves in Europe. So it takes a while, and then they start fucking with Africa and Spain. It doesn't make sense. It's Japanese, not super linear storytelling. So
I've always taken the Resident Evil series as like a horror zombie-esque game to play, and the story is just like whatever.
There's also certain movies help tie in some of the gaps as well that aren't tied in necessarily through the games.
I didn't even think that the movies were canon to.
Are they not? I might be totally full of shit.
They are. I think it's a different like universe entirely, because there's that girl that I forget what her name is, but she like plays like the main girl in the series, and she doesn't make any appearance in the games.
No, but they always fair enough. I'm talking more like location-wise, because they do pop up with Leon in one of them. I forget which one it is.
Yeah, Leon's definitely in one.
I think Chris is in one at some point, and then you have Wesker, of course, is in everything because he is Resident Evil.
He is the evil.
Yeah. Jack has seen something interesting.
Is your girlfriend in the background, Jarrod?
Yes, she is in the background.
I didn't realize she was there. And I just saw this green sheet moving behind her.
I've seen some. Okay, wow. Calm down, Matt.
I was like, what the hell? I didn't realize at all.
This is so funny. Multiple reactions.
I want to see the girl.
What is happening?
Peter was horrified. Matt went closer to the camera than I've ever seen him. I've been seeing something move in the back. I thought it was just Hawk on the bed or something. Also, you're
Jarrod.
like the thing over your left shoulder.
She was
like
she had a green blanket over her and was like on her phone underneath the blanket because I saw the blanket moving. I was like, what the hell?
This
is
a
perfect blanket.
Perfect debut time. Tell her to come on up.
Unconvinced.
Did you say something about me and I missed it because of the lag, or am I crazy?
I mean, kind of. Jack mentioned girl, and you like came up like this. And you're like,
I was doing that, guy.
It was a jest. It was only for the joke. I have nothing but respect for Jarrod's lady friend, even though I've never met her in my life. You tell her I say hi.
That's the time.
A perfectly
say hi to you because they realize that you're in the background.
Matt,
you need to meet someone to respect them.
Matt says hi specifically.
She said hi back.
I feel like this shouldn't be a question that's taking you this long. I feel like respect should be the default until you have a reason not to respect somebody.
No. A lot of people say respect is earned, you know? You know, like if I just met you on the street and I knew nothing about you, I'm not going to be like, I respect this man I don't know his name. I don't know what he
certain
does.
level. There's a certain level of respect. I think you don't have to like really, really respect them, but you respect someone on the street enough not to kick them in the nuts as soon as you see them.
It's true.
Do you guys
And to
remember?
respond to you, Grayden, I don't think she'd necessarily want to come up and be on this.
I don't blame
she's
her.
pretty. She's
No, that's
If I was her, I
no
would.
one's asking her to
Come on.
do that.
There's like 4 people watching.
5.
Oh, hey, 5 people.
Actually, 5.
Speaking of respect, do you guys remember that the substitute teacher we had in like middle school that would sing "Respect"?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I
He
remember.
was like "Respect, respect, RESPECT, respect."
Oh, okay. Now I remember.
And
oh yes.
I don't know. I remember being confused, and I'm still confused.
There's
Singing
nothing worse
respect
than like a substitute teacher who doesn't understand like how old the children she's teaching are.
Mm-hmm. And I was actually thinking about that the other day. Some of the substitute teachers I had. There's one guy who actually got along well with us. It was in middle school, I think, and he was like cracking jokes and stuff, and he made fun of me and my fucking lazy attitude, my bedhead, and like that was awesome. And then I don't remember. And then there was some other teacher that I remember. We made the one like we're a brutal class, and we made her just step out of the room and cry.
I was
And
there.
I remember
that.
the actual teacher came back, and she was like told us all this stuff, and it was like how disappointed. And like, oh dang.
Dude,
We were
substitute
horrible.
teacher has to be one of the worst occupations to ever exist on this earth, dude.
Yeah, it's gotta.
What's the worst thing you guys have ever like done to a substitute teacher?
Just not cared.
Wow,
I was pretty much a goody two shoes.
What about Eric's
school.
rebellion in media arts?
Well, I wasn't a substitute teacher, but that's a story to tell nonetheless.
That was good.
I had it. Do you guys remember in high school we had a substitute teacher named Mr. Harazmachuk?
Nope.
No.
That he wasn't very memorable. Yeah, and so I should preface. I feel bad about this.
Do you remember? 10 seconds later, he wasn't very memorable.
Well, I remember him because I remember people, and I remember what I did to him, of which I will tell you now.
So you had a base level of respect for him.
Anyways, I have to preface by saying that this was not a very nice thing of me to do, and this was my douchebag grade 9 self, the same self that bullied Erik. I'll take the opportunity away from you. I was Skyping Blake in class, which was like commonplace for some reason in grade 9. He was in his English class. I was in a different class. I was Skyping him, and the substitute walks behind him and looks at his computer, and he doesn't have Skype open. He's got something else open. But I typed to him and I say, "Fat fuck is behind you," and the message comes up on his screen, and he just goes, "You should tell your friend to be more polite." And like, I was like, oh fuck, I thought I was gonna get in tons of shit, but Blake had like a different name for me on his Skype, so I totally got away with it. It was so mean, but I was like, damn. I had no fear in grade 9. I was just mean.
Before we jump onto another topic, I do have to say goodbye to the 50th podcast.
Wow.
Are you leaving Live Connection?
Leaving us.
I'm actually leaving to write cancel Peter's paperwork so that we can get it signed and pushed through.
You already have paperwork?
Go, Jarrod. Go, Jarrod.
Wait, whoa.
Dude, that's all you have to say.
Notary? She gonna officialize it?
Yeah, she's gonna officialize it. She's already prepared to sign as a witness.
What are the ethics like? Can I bribe? Is that an option? Silence money.
You can't bribe her. She won't get bribed.
She's too loyal to Jarrod.
Yeah.
Your money means nothing.
What if I give her more Jarrods? What if I genetically clone Jarrod?
Dang.
You can only put the image, not the personality.
If I was in love with someone and all of a sudden she was just like, "I have a surprise for you," and she opens the closet door and there's just another one of her, I'd be like, "Take it back. I don't want it."
Are you sure, Matt? Are you really sure about that?
Well, maybe I wouldn't get them to return it right away.
Yeah, you would run some mileage on that first?
Yeah, I would. I would.
All right, before this
get
conversation gets any weirder, because I don't want to be a part of what Matt's gonna do mileage-wise on a clone of his girlfriend.
Who doesn't exist?
I'm gonna head out, but enjoy the rest of the podcast.
I'll try after that comment.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Jarrod.
No worries, I'll see you guys.
To another
I'll see you guys later.
More.
Hey,
Hey.
Jared.
So much excitement.
Matt upset me on like a fundamental level.
Yeah.
Why? What did I do?
You just say gross things.
And then I jump on them and I make it worse, and then Matt runs.
I know.
Yeah, so it's Grayden's fault.
The hole just gets deeper
The word
and deeper.
get the mileage out. The mileage out of a clone? Of an alleged clone?
It's still a human being too. That's.
But then it's like the insinuation that it's some
Well,
point
no,
you're
I
going
mean,
to return
that's
it, like
that's up for debate. It's a clone.
How do you get rid of a clone? It's alive. You can't return it to the clone store.
Stab it.
Look, I assure you, Erik and viewers, I assure you all, they're all hypotheticals. I really do respect women. I really do.
You're saying you don't believe the things you say.
Dude, I talk a lot of shit, okay? You've known me for long enough to know.
The ethics of cloning on today's podcast.
Well, sorry to disappoint. Look, I mean, and it's subjective, right? Like, if my girlfriend brings home a clone, and I say, hey, clone, do you want to ride on a tricycle? And she says, fuck no, you disgust me. I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to be like, all right, we'll see you later then.
Isn't, at that point, Matt, isn't that a little bit concerning?
Tricycle have to do with anything?
No, that's a metaphor. But isn't it a little concerning that the exact clone of your girlfriend is saying, nah, fuck that, you disgust me?
But now we're looking into like the logistics of cloning itself. When you clone someone, is it like a 150% copy of that person? If you clone someone and they're a clone and they've just been born into this earth, do they have the brain and the memories and the experience of
what are you
the
imagining?
original?
A baby in an adult's body?
Can you imagine that? Like the first person succeeds in cloning a human and they like come out of the cloning tube and they're just like just drool goes down their face. They're like, how do I breathe?
What's the matter?
That's interesting.
One?
It's like out of the Clone Wars. Takes them 7 years to grow up.
Or the first Pokemon movie where Mewtwo clones all the Pokemon and then they walk out. They're babies because the clone Meowth can't speak English, so clearly they don't clone the brain. They just
can't
clone
compare
the body.
Pokemon to sex, Matt. That's not a valid comparison.
They
exist. This is
It's
okay.
not because that Meowth is a baby. It's because the other Meowth is just like the only one. Even if it's a clone, it can fucking talk. Get your Pokemon lore right, Matt.
I know. It's like
This
I
is
never
why
played
you
the
failed
games or watched the anime.
test.
So every time
I didn't fail
enter
the
into,
test. Everyone is not a fail. Sorry, Jack.
whenever I enter into a relationship with a new lady now, I have to bring up the cloning topic to see if there are massive red flags. First and foremost, would you ever clone yourself to try and impress me? Because if you say yes to that question, that's a big red flag. I've now learned.
Why? That's a compliment.
You here to hear
The girl
from
loves
us?
you.
If my girl is willing to go the extra mile and do like honestly, possibly like a moral, like fucked up thing, then is she really my girlfriend or is she just like, come on, Jet?
Dude, if someone loves you so much that they want to clone themselves so that they can give more love to you, that's an amazing. That's goals right there.
Yeah, but you're very situated. The thing that you proposed was that happens. They love you. They clone each other, and then the exact clone. I'm talking 1v1 because that's what I think clone is. The exact clone is saying nah.
Because you can't clone memories and like everything that's going around up here. That clone could be a completely different person. Also, I don't like the insinuation that I have cloned myself so you can have sex with me twice as much. And that doesn't jive with me.
Bro, 45 minutes in, she's like, tag
Why
up,
not,
tag up.
Jack?
Go, clone, go.
I would feel weird if I was in a threesome with my own clone and my girlfriend.
What?
So I don't want to
can't
subject
imagine locking
my
eyes
lady
with
friend to
yourself and giving yourself a high five.
Like, it
So
just
hot.
seems.
So Golden Taco says, "Why are we talking about this? Just why? I thought this was family friendly channel."
Well, yeah,
It's not. It's never been.
Not today. Not today. Not usually, but especially not today.
Live
Reminds me of that
connection was a
time.
mistake.
Proposition, I need to go get myself some more beverages, so while I'm gone, just let it all out. All the shit you hate about me, why I'm such an obscene person, just say it all. I'll be back soon.
Oh my
You heard it,
God,
chat.
It's over. Is it over? He can't hear us.
This reminds me
I
of the
love
time we
Matt so much.
debated what it qualifies to be a master baiter, and how the chat yelled at us to stop.
Yeah.
Deep breaths, everyone.
I feel like
That
I've
was a
lost a lot of my brain cells today. Like,
I feel
There's
like
a
that's most of
noticeable
Live
drop.
Connection.
It's been a rough past couple days for you, Peter.
it really
It has been. Yesterday was super rough for Peter.
I had a really bad time yesterday. I
Did
I
you
got
uninstall the
very
game?
upset. I got
yeah.
so upset yesterday.
You were quite upset. That
Did
was
you
fun.
uninstall the game?
I hope I did. I can't remember if I followed through, but I definitely meant to. Insomniac has
Ugh.
entered the chat saying Matt's a good guy. That's the wrong horse
Wow.
to back. That's
Yeah,
the
he
wrong
actually
horse to back.
requested. He requested you just bring out the worst in him while he was gone.
Wow. Oh man. So, anyways, Live Connection. We've been doing
Live
this for a while.
All
we
I
have
can
been
think
doing
about
this
is
for a while.
Aunt May now.
Jerry and I
In
were
Matt's
talking.
world, that's a blessing.
Yeah. Jerry and I were talking. Like we say 3 years, but it's actually been almost 4, I think, because we started this in what was it, 2016? It was like a year out of high school.
I thought it was here in because when we first started, I wrote a little entry in a little notebook in February 2017 saying we just started. I'm curious to see where this goes. So in my mind, that's where Live Connection started.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember when exactly though.
I mean, it was the year Overwatch came out.
Right. Because I remember Matt was like, "Hey guys, do you guys want to make an Overwatch channel?"
Well, yeah, he found.
Did I actually say that?
You did.
Yeah. You said
I'm
So-
really glad we didn't. We haven't made a single Overwatch-related YouTube video on our YouTube channel.
We have one. We have one Overwatch video that Evan and Eric made.
The Golden Weapons one from like the old first.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Our first video that ever went live was on October 1st, 2017. I remember we were recording some videos in the summer before that to get a backlog ready. And I think a few months before we started recording, we were talking about doing this. So it would have been spring of 2017, I think.
Okay.
Spring or like late winter when we decided to start Live Connection.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that adds up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
and that's a long time.
I thought discussions for that started like a little sooner than that, but I remember actually like being at Eric's house because my internet was terrible, even worse than it is now back then, and I had to go to Eric's house for everything. So I remember like being there and like us like having like this massive Google Doc worth of names for our channel.
Yes.
And like going through every single one and be like, no. We like just spitballed ideas for a while and then went back and looked through the whole list. I remember I had to write. I didn't have to. I decided to for the gag. I wrote
An essay.
Evan an essay.
Right? Yeah, I remember
An
that.
essay about
Yeah.
why it should be called the E-Team.
I have to go eat dinner real quick, but I'll probably be back in a bit if you guys are still doing this. I don't know if we're following through on the very long podcast.
We're kind
or
of just
what.
gonna
That's okay.
go till it dies.
Play it by ear.
Yeah.
I might be back in a bit.
Hey,
Okay, don't get indigestion. Take your time. Enjoy your food.
Don't get
Thanks.
indigestion.
It's the worst, dude.
You're
You're gonna be
so sweet.
hiccuping for the rest of the stream. I'm genuinely concerned.
whoa.
for your
Wow,
bigger.
wow, we're some
Yeah.
big
Whoa.
boys now.
We're some.
Yeah.
Suddenly our faces are so bigger. Anyways, did you vent all of your anger at me for being the
Insomniac
worst?
actually came to your defense. He answered the chat and said, Matt is a good guy.
Insomniac? Also, welcome back. It's good to see you, and thank you for coming to my defense.
Is that a shock top, Matt?
Yeah, it is, baby. I ran out of shock top bottles, so now I'm on shock top cans.
Something about drinking from a bottle that just tastes better. I don't know. It's weird.
Well,
I should get that.
Yeah, like drinking from a bottle is more satisfying and like way more enjoyable. I only bought cans because they're what they had, but I also like remember shock top cans fondly because if I'm going to like a house party, that's what I'll get. And like I found out I went to a party at Evans. I think it was one of our boots that we had. I left a shock top there and then I drank it like months later. And for some reason, if you let shock top just sit in the can, it's actually like unreal the next time you drink it.
Erik fell asleep during your sentence.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Matt, you want to explain to the viewers what the boot is? Because I don't think we've talked about that very much.
Yeah, it is interesting. Honestly, it warrants a discussion of its own. But basically, the boot is this little kind of gaming tournament that our group of friends started doing years and years ago. I only joined the fray on boot number 2, which means that boot number 1 must have been what, like grade 9, grade 10?
Grade 10, I think, yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
Yeah,
Maybe 11.
Yeah, and it's just honestly the boots are what I spend like all year looking forward to because basically it's like whoever won the previous boot organizes it and they're the game master and they basically just pick like any type of game with custom rules and then like it's changed a lot over the years because like we used to have it where there'd be elimination rounds and like I've had it happen to me a million times where I get eliminated round 1 and then I just have to sit and drink for the rest of the one. Or I remember we had Grayden's boot. I think the first boot that Grayden had at his place, Jack got eliminated and he was really upset about it. And he literally just grabbed a bottle of absolute vodka and just went. And
Still,
he was the booze goblin
one of the most
that
impressive
night.
things I've ever seen.
I know.
To
And then he
this day.
roundhouse picked Erik in the back immediately after. That I remember. So. Sorry, Peter.
I was just gonna say, I love one of the most memorable parts about the boot for me is how you'd always promise your family you'd win.
Yeah.
That's honestly one of my favorite.
I can't go home
parts.
tonight. Can't go home tomorrow without doing this.
The worst part is, the best placement I've ever had at a boot was second, but it was Ron won. I think Mitch hosted a boot. Ron won it. Ron hosted a boot, and for one reason or another, like most of you guys didn't show up, and I was there, and I got second, and I lost against Tyler Lee, where we were playing. Have you guys heard of a game called Twilight Struggle?
Yeah.
It's a board game. And we played a PC port of it, and we literally played. Ron wanted us to do a best of 3 at first, but one game took us 3 hours. And so I'm just sitting in this room on a computer by myself, getting reamed by Tyler in this game. And I can hear like Jack and Mitch and Jenny and all these people in Ron's like hot tub having a great time, and I'm just like, and then I lost. Oh, sorry, I slammed too hard. Yeah, I lost.
It was passionate.
So I got second at a boot. And what sucks is I actually, this popped into my head like a couple of days ago, which is kind of a funny coincidence. The first time I thought about it in a while. I literally had a whole boot planned out, but have never had the opportunity to actually do it.
Is it
But
the belt?
yeah, it's just like, no, the belt. Oh, dude, don't remind me of the belt. That shit makes me upset. Well, not even upset, like upset, angry. It makes me just sad, dude.
That you ruined a game for multiple people?
Yeah, like that's 150% it. Because like the boot was so fun, and I was just so stoked on Smash, and Smash Wii U would just come out, and I was like, oh, dude, everybody loves Smash. Everybody can't get enough of Smash. And then I really put that to the test with like, yeah. And the worst part is we literally, it was getting to more like midnight. It was getting to midnight, and we were only halfway through my list of games. I'd spent weeks coming up with games for the belt, and then we only played like half of them.
Because everyone was like,
and then I ruined Smash for all of my friends. So Yeah, feels good.
That
It's
awesome.
It's a hard thing, like from boot to the belt or whatever you want to call it. And any like structure tournament is keeping an attentive audience and not having it run too long. There's a sweet middle ground there that's hard to find.
Well,
I mean, feel like
even on our YouTube channel, our Minecraft our free for all Minecraft Hunger Games, Evan was like really stoked about it and stuff, and we were just memeing the whole time.
Yeah.
And he was like, guys, please,
we're a bunch of assholes.
I just want to fulfill my vision, please.
Yeah.
No vision.
Well, I don't know. There's no feeling that's worse than like just being so stoked about something and building it up in such a way in your mind, and then it just completely falling apart before your eyes and people like not cooperating and shit.
Like the
that's
Pokemon
something I always
DLC,
struggle
that's
to
gonna
like
come out
mediate.
and be a horrible.
What?
Yeah, he stopped moving there. I knew that would upset him. I knew that would be a punch right where it hurts.
You punched him out of existence. Up there he is.
No,
there goes
Pokemon
our
DLC's
PG
pretty
rating.
good. Dude, even if there goes our PG rating, like we didn't spend I didn't spend the first 10 minutes of the podcast talking about how I want Marissa Tomei to fucking brand me.
By the way, I have money on it that the Pokemon DLC was coming out not on this June 12th.
How much money? Who are you betting?
I will bet $15 with whoever's willing. It will come out on any day other than the 12th.
You can't do that.
Sure?
That's the terms. Shake my hand if you want.
That's fine. Peter, if it comes out on any day other than the 12th, I'll pay you $15, but if it comes out on the 12th, you have to pay me $50.
No, 15. That's how bets work, Matt.
No, that's not how bets work.
You have such a one-sided bullshit. Have you ever played roulette, Peter? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
You literally have 29 to 30 odds, and I have 1 to 30 odds, and you're like, no, same number. That's like when we did a boot, and the boot started with Evan and I having a money match in Smash, and when he lost, he started challenging me to, it was double or nothing, except without the double. It was literally just like he was trying to trick me into playing him again. And if he loses, he doesn't. Or sorry, if he wins, he doesn't owe me anything. And if I win, I get nothing. I get the pride of winning a second time.
Heads I win, tails you lose.
Yeah, that's bullshit. So Peter, I mean, you say you have money on it, but clearly you haven't made a bet with anybody. So here's a bet for you right now, Peter. If it comes out any day other than June 12th, I will pay you $15. If it comes out on June 12th, you owe me $50.
I'm not paying for your Pokemon.
I already bought it.
I know,
if you paid for my Pokemon
but if you
DLC,
won the bet and got
$50,
$50, that's probably around what Nintendo's charging for that garbage.
That's $35, and if you call it garbage, I'm going to choke you out. Actually, I mean,
it's garbage.
That's fine. It's your opinion. Nobody actually knows how it's going to be.
But I mean, you just can go like, I hate money.
Yeah, I mean, you could just carry on making imaginary bets with yourself that you've never actually communicated to another human being about.
I know it's not going to come out
That's
at
cool,
12,
dude.
so I'm going to look to myself for happiness. That's fine.
Not Matt, sorry, Peter.
Also,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Okay, back in fucking grade school. Okay, now.
Or I could do the Arrested Development and be like, cock.
Peter, what makes you so sure it's not going to come out on the 12th?
Because you think it's coming out on the 12th. That's it. That's literally it.
So I have really, really convincing evidence that it's going to come out on the 12th, and you're just like, it's not going to come out on the 12th because I don't want that to be
right. Reddit is sound logic.
Fucking Reddit post? When did I ever say
was
it
was
a Reddit
it some cuck
post?
on Google? On Twitter, sorry?
No, it literally was like, nobody said it. It was just my own thought because, like, every week from now until June 12th, they're like doing a mystery gift thing, and they literally say it's to prepare people for the Isle of Armor DLC, which is scheduled to release by the end of June. So it makes absolute sense. June 12th is a Friday. It's the last day that these distributions are happening. Excuse me. It's convincing enough evidence for me to be confident in.
His math checks out.
Erik.
It checks out, Grayden.
All right. I saw you counting.
Peter. If it comes out on any day other than June 12th, you can have $15. If it comes out on June 12th, $50. Square deal?
No.
You're a coward!
$50 is too much.
Peter's a coward!
What about double?
Hey, neighbor,
What?
Peter's a coward!
Scream it to whoever you want. I'll have $50.
Peter's a coward!
Grayden, we're slowly losing live connection members.
And then there were 3.
Nope, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Your internet's just not cooperating today?
Can't keep them away.
So
Yeah.
Connor in the chat has said, if I was a Pokemon, I would be Psyduck. And I don't know how to feel about that.
Peter would be Psyduck?
I would be Psyduck.
You'd be a Primeape. Or a Mankey.
What?
No, actually, hold on. What?
You're so easy to anger. Just saying that makes you go, what? You even did like a Mankey, like...
I'm not a Mankey Pokemon.
You're a Mankey.
No, Peter's a Morpeko. Oh, did you just spill your... Did you just smash a glass?
My computer's
You should go...
in a
Peter,
different timeline, my computer's gone.
Peter, you have our permission to go deal with that, and we'll just talk
There's
about what
nothing to deal
dork you are.
I consider Peter a Flabébé.
Peter's a Flabébé.
What the fuck is a Flabébé? No.
Hang on. You've literally...
I would say that's a bad thing. It's just like so.
Dude, Flabébé is cute as hell, bro.
What the
Hang on, I'll
fuck is a
screen share,
Flabébé? That sounds like a Twitch streamer.
FLABBE.
And if you guys want to hear my reasoning behind it, is because that is the smallest Pokemon after Google search.
I'm this flower fuck? Is that what you're saying?
What's wrong with
it?
him?
If nothing's wrong with it, but it's not how my internal image sits. I'm not a flower.
What do you say you are, Peter? What's your... What
Drew
do
says
you
I'm
feel?
a Quagsire.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Quagsire is actually a pretty loved Pokemon, despite looking like a fucking idiot.
I'm not... Peter is Psyduck because if he gets slightly mad, he explodes.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I like it. Who God, if we're ascribing Pokemon to people, who would like what's Eric's spirit Pokemon?
I was gonna
Peter.
say I'm taking I looked up a quest or a quiz, sorry, to find out what Pokemon you are.
I fuck with that.
That is not bad at all. He's not said anything that upsets you one little bit. I don't know what my spirit Pokemon would be. What do you guys think?
Oddish.
That's not funny.
It wasn't supposed to be funny. You asked me a question, I answered.
What makes
Matt's like a Machoke. I get Machoke from Matt.
Why?
Golden Taco and Connor want to know what Pokemon they are.
They know what Pokemon they are?
They want to know what we think, what Pokemon they are.
Well, Golden Taco, let's see. The only thing that I know about Golden Taco is that their username is a Golden Taco. So to that end, I would have to make them...
Come on, use your big brain. You can do it. Groudon.
Is there like a golden Pokemon? Is there even a Pokemon that's like golden color?
Shinies are
the thing that sucks is Golduck isn't golden. Like that's fuck that. Grayden, I think, is a Stoutland.
Ooh, yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it big time.
What the fuck is a Stoutland? Is that a country?
Look it up, you silly goose.
Stoutland.
I'm sure.
I just did a Pokemon test that said I'm a normal Pokemon. Oh, hey, wow, look at that. Is it because of my mustache?
Maybe.
Is there a hacker Pokemon?
Porygon would probably be the closest. Oh, Rotom. Yeah, Rotom, totally.
That's being because he used a client once.
Hey, Pokemon trivia. Rotom?
Fridge.
motor backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate
There
Rotom.
is, I mean...
Hot take, I hate Rotom. I don't respect it.
I don't like Rotom Dex, but I like Rotom.
I don't know what we're talking about
It
anymore.
feels like a cop-out. Rotom does everything. He's your computer. He's your fucking this. He's your this.
Rotom is a Pokemon that can possess electric appliances that use a certain type of motor. So when it was first announced, or when it was first brought to the games in Generation 4, it was like a super secret Pokemon, and it just had this one pretty insignificant form. But then they gave it a form based on a bunch of different appliances. So there's like a washing machine Rotom, a fridge Rotom, a lawnmower Rotom, a fan Rotom, and an oven Rotom.
Isn't the washing machine Rotom like one of the best in competitive right now?
Yeah.
Or was it?
No, it's that Rotom in general is one of the best. Washing machine is the best Rotom form because water and electric is a super good defensive type, especially since it has levitate. Heat Rotom and Mo Rotom also see a lot of use, and then Fan Rotom is a bad joke because it's electric and flying type, and its ability is levitate, which is completely redundant. So
everyone knows, I'm actively deleting Pokemon Sword off my Switch.
Wow. You're what? Sorry?
Pokemon Switch is... I mean, Pokemon Sword is gone. Software is deleted.
Off of your itch?
Off my itch.
How could you?
No, that's cool, Peter. That's fine. You know, you're doing that just to upset me, but really, at the end of the day, you lose because you just deleted Pokemon off your Twitch.
And I'm like, oh, he's
upset.
I'm not upset. He is not happy. He's acting. His drama.
Here's why I'm not.
His drama class skills. He's trying to use them, but they're weak.
Golden Taco is a shiny Shelter. Look it up. Here's why I'm not unhappy, Peter, because I have focus. Yeah, I've got Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, so I've got enough Pokemon for the both of us, pal.
Jesus Christ! And then there's Pokemon Eevee and Pokemon Home.
Yeah, like is that just your Pokemon device? You live and breathe.
Dude, I can only...
Those are all your most recent played games, too. They're all Pokemon.
Well, okay, so I've been going back and forth between Sword and Shield. I use Let's Go Eevee so I could get a Meltan box in Pokemon Go, and then Pokemon Home is just,
Get some variety, Matt.
Can I say fuck Pokemon Go? I'm just gonna put that
variety.
Yeah, you can say that.
What's your issue with Pokemon Go?
It feels like just a cash grab. It feels like something they should provide for free. Something they could, but don't choose not to. It feels like it's catering to just the Matts of the world, and it upsets me because I know it's working.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's the issue? What the fuck?
I don't like it.
You don't like it because
I don't like who it's targeting.
Free?
I think it's unnecessary, and I think it could be free.
You're fucking... It is free!
Didn't you have to pay for it, or isn't there a paid version?
No. There's a paid version of Pokemon Home. Pokemon Go is completely free. You can play that game and never spend $1.
I'm not talking about Pokemon Go. I'm talking about Pokemon Bank.
You said
Pokemon Home. You said Pokemon Go.
Oh, my apologies. I meant Home.
But you meant Pokemon Home? Honestly, I don't think your complaints about Pokemon Home are unreasonable. There's a lot of people that feel the same way. I only buy it because I'm a slave to that shit. Like you are right. It's for the Matts of the world, but unless you're a Matt, it's not worth the money at all. It's honestly bullshit. Like they just updated it, and they made it now so that like they basically reduced a bunch of trade times, and they say like, oh, we did you this amazing favor, we reduced trade times. Trade times are fucking bullshit anyways. It takes 160 seconds to participate in phase 1 of a room trade. Honestly, Pokemon Home is garbage.
There's
if I didn't need it
to a trade?
So they said that you can trade with anybody in Pokemon Home, which is basically horseshit. Because the one time I actually tried to use that function, it didn't work. But then they updated it, and then they did this news release, and they're like, to celebrate our update, we've decided to make it so that you can, like, we basically removed all these restrictions from trading. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing, because there really shouldn't have been any fucking restrictions in the first place. And yeah, like Erik and I are friends on Pokemon Home, but until like yesterday, there was no way for us to just easily trade with each other. which is one of the main things that they advertised when the game came out. Honestly, Pokemon Home is garbage. Like I started my Pokemon Sword playthrough, but I wasn't gonna start it until they made Pokemon Home compatible with Pokemon Go, which they said they were gonna do from the beginning. It's been out for like 4 months and they still haven't done it. And like I'm not gonna wait for Game Freak to get their heads out of their fucking asses. Is this what you wanted? Look, I'm just telling you how it is.
I'm not
Pokemon
laughing
Home
at
is
you.
ass, bro.
Connor was pestering me to say what Pokemon he is, so I called him a Slugma.
I think Connor is a Tyrogue.
Who is?
Connor.
A Tyrogue?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
According to this Pokemon test I took online, I'm a Hitchimo-chan.
There's a What Pokemon am I? Oh, I gotta find this out.
It's magiquiz.com.
But of course there's a what Pokemans am I quiz.
It's a 20-question quiz, so like settle in. That's why I was quiet for so long.
Make a paradox off the top of my head? Oh, I don't.
That's too much work. I'm done. You're a Slackoth. You're a Snorlax. I could get on board with being a Snorlax.
Still wants to know what he is.
Oh, I told Golden Taco earlier. Golden Taco is a shiny Shelder. Look it up.
Wow, a shiny.
Shelder.
A shiny Shelder. When
How did we get onto this topic? We haven't been talking about Pokemon for way more than 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Where's the...
You guys can't
Peter.
let me... Wait,
fine.
Did you just spray your own webcam?
It's so smudgy and weird now.
Oh,
what, dude? Your graphics just went down tremendously. I'm pretty sure you just fucked your webcam.
Yeah, that's it. Live Connection has to pay for a new one.
Oh, bullshit. We have evidence of what you did to it.
No one knows what happened.
Wipe it off. Get a tissue or something.
it looks awful.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if you actually damaged your webcam because it genuinely just looks like it went to like 50p.
It looks awful.
It does look terrible. Like it.
All right. Here's
I
what
mean,
think
his
we should
mic
do.
looks good at the very bottom. You guys see that?
Yeah. Until he sprays water on that.
Matt, you're actually a Growlithe.
You really?
Yeah.
You know, I'm super on board with that. I think a lot of people have compared me to like a golden retriever, and actually, I say a lot of people, but I've only heard that comparison once. So I'm kind of full of shit. Like a dog.
Wolf.
Like a Growlithe.
Yeah, Peter, I changed my answer from a choke to Growlithe for Matt.
Ha!
What do you mean, ha?
You're a fire dog.
I'm sorry.
Peter, you're a Dunsparce.
Fuck my ass. I can't.
No, Peter.
What's one of the Pokemon?
Peter, you're a Weezing.
I was told I'm a Trubbish Pokemon in the chat.
That's even worse. Yeah, you're Trubbish. Don't look into it. You're Trubbish. Your webcam call is still
Don't
horseshit.
understand.
I think you actually
No,
Trubbish.
Oh, okay.
Excuse
Yes,
me.
yeah, okay.
Okay, it's literally trash.
All right, moving on from Pokemon.
Yeah, please, let's do that. Unless, Matt, you have any that you are, attracted to.
All right, let's get something straight. Okay?
Yeah, lay it
Somebody brought up something about people wanting to fuck Pokemon, and they said, "What Pokemon would people like to fuck?" And just as like a knee-jerk reaction, I said Gardevoir and Lopunny, and then I shit you not, I was immediately just like, "Oh, why did I say that?"
Lopunny.
And now it's Lopunny with a P.
Which is
But
confusing.
I don't want to fuck him. Yeah, whatever.
My God, Matt.
Like, okay, look, I really don't want to fuck Pokemon. It's like, there's a lot of things that people will like get at me for and like, make fun of me for, and that's fine. But I don't want anybody to walk away from this experience today thinking that I want to fuck Pokemon, because I really don't.
Well,
Did you guys hear that? Matt
I love
wants to fuck
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Matt wants to fuck
I
Pokemon.
unconditionally love Pokemon, but not in a sexual romantic way. The only person or thing that I feel that way is Aunt May. Yeah, sorry, unconditionally, except the only condition is that I don't want to fuck him.
The chat is not impressed with you.
I'm not impressed with
the chat saying PETA. PETA. PETA is in the chat.
I have Wheezing open on Google for some reason, and I just saw a headline that was
fuck Wheezing?
Galarian Wheezing looks like a posh bong in new Pokemon games.
Wow.
Wow, that was a great Minecraft hurt noise. Holy shit. That oof.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't want to fuck Pokemon. Look, it's like this is the 50th podcast. This is a big
I don't know.
deal.
You got
really
a
exciting
poster behind you that says otherwise. There's that Shovel Knight. I can't tell.
What's
over your left shoulder on the farthest side? The white poster.
Your other.
That's
left.
There?
No. I was saying his left.
Oh, his left. I didn't expect you to be that big brain.
I see the same Marvel poster that I have right there.
Oh, hey! You and I were cultured. This, Grayden?
Yeah, I see now that it's a Smash poster.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Pikachu, like, right there. And there's a Charizard up there.
Grayden, Connor needs to know what Pokemon you think he is.
And I don't know Pokemon. I don't.
It's important.
Matt, would you fuck Salazzle?
No, Salazzle's gross.
I don't even know what that is. Did I say
I wouldn't even make out with Salazzle. I wouldn't even romance.
Oh,
I wouldn't romance any Pokemon. Yeah, it's one of the raid allies that we're talking about. List of Pokemon.
You know what? Just on a quick scroll here, I'm gonna say Connor is a fuck. Hold on, I hit the button. He's a Celebi.
Damn.
I still
that's high praise.
Slugma. The Slugma Pokemon.
When Slugmas.
You know what else is like really popular as of late? Fortnite.
Temtem?
Oh, come on.
Fortnite?
I don't think any of us have really played Fortnite.
This last third...
I played Fortnite.
What blows my
Eric
mind
and I had a
Fortnite
phase.
is that, like, there's the game, and then there's these concerts and shit happening in the game. That's what blows
They look
kind
of hype.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Honestly, I think they're really sick, honestly.
So,
if I was a kid, like, during this, I would be, like, if I was a kid and I actively played Fortnite, that shit would be so hype for me.
Little Baby Prawn just followed us on Twitch. Thanks.
Hey,
thanks for the follow.
So now this summer, or sorry, let me back up a little bit. This Thursday, the trailer for Christopher Nolan's latest film was premiered on Fortnite, and later this summer they're airing a Christopher Nolan full film on Fortnite. That just blows my mind. They're showing these movies in like official capacities within a game. That's so weird.
The concerts I get, but like the movie, I still think it'd be cool, but it's just weird to watch.
Is it like a drive-in
in a virtual world?
Yeah, it's gonna be like you just stand there and then on like a drive-in theater sort of thing. It's just gonna be playing.
Interesting.
Like that's cool.
I mean,
it's
a neat idea.
I like things that really kind of breach the boundaries of what is real and corporeal and what is video game. You know, like I like the idea and like especially corporeal. Let me look it up because I said it, but I don't know. I don't think that's. For sure. No, I'm right. I'm never wrong about anything ever.
I don't think your pronunciation is right.
It makes me wonder where it's gonna go in the future.
Corporeal?
Oh, corporeal. Sorry, corporeal.
There you go.
Relating to a person's body, especially as opposed to their spirit. Yeah.
What?
So happy.
I don't. Yeah. I just think it's really cool. Honestly, like, you know, like the concerts, pretty sick. Like movies, I don't really get. I remember they did that big Star Wars teaser in Fortnite, and apparently that was kind of a buster because it was just like kind of nothing, you know. But it's just I like that Fortnite is willing to do that kind of stuff. You know, I like that they're willing to kind of recognize.
I think it's vice versa. I think it's that the companies are willing to pay Fortnite God knows how much to do this.
Well, shit, yeah. I mean, because not only do they, have to pay them to incentivize them to do it and pay for the licensing or what the fuck ever, but like the Fortnite devs literally have to program that shit into the game.
This is
so
all
I bet they're
market,
making freaking, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. I don't know why, but like Fortnite is doing these other guys a favor, not the other way around. Like Fortnite
it's
is
literally become an advertising channel. Like you can advertise through a game now. That's unheard of, I think.
Yeah, I mean, some might say that it sets a bad precedent for the future, but like, I think it's not like they just have like a billboard with like shave your pubes on there, right? It's like, I'm sorry, I wish I'd come up with literally any other example. I'm sorry.
So done.
You've seen
those Manscaped. See, Eric and I are part of the YouTube Premium Elite Master Race, so we don't have those kind of problems. But every once in a while, I watch a video on the Life Connection account, and I get an ad, and it's always Manscaped. And the Manscaped ads are so funny. Like the one with the bush where he's like, "Hey, Cindy, looking sweaty." I'm just like, you guys don't know anything about my...
I'm so happy I don't know YouTube ads anymore. Before it used to be that I knew them like each one. I could recite that shit by heart because I saw it so many times. Don't know a single one anymore. Like occasionally I'll get Angry Joe doing a sponsor.
It's some company called Lit Mobile and their like phone charger battery pack. I get nothing but this ads from this one company. Just boosh. I'm like, stop.
Go away!
I'm not an outdoors man. I don't need your rechargeable battery.
I haven't gone outside in 3 fucking months.
Peter,
leave me alone.
It's a solar-powered rechargeable thing that 3 people are doing an unboxing on.
Let's just unbox it. They sent this to me. Let's check it out. Wow, it's got really durable sides and shit. Shut the fuck up. You're an actor.
Yeah, but what about the best ads? I'm playing a video game right now live. Oh, it is currently happening. Oh my! It's crazy, guys.
Died. Let's add some.
I'm gonna do this formation. I hope it works. Let's go, guys.
I can't skip those ads any faster, dude. Holy
wow,
shit.
It worked. This game's really, really good.
It's just, I don't know, like,
please play Idle Heroes.
As a consumer, I want to feel like I'm at least somewhat respected by advertisements, but advertisements are just the
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, no, like, it's like, because think about it, like, what are advertisements? Advertisements are an appeal for me to buy your product. So when they literally just do the most see-through, like, just ridiculous bullshit, like pretending to do a let's play, or like if you play any mobile games, some of the ads that you get on mobile games are like absolutely horrendous.
Level
like there's
1
this really
new,
weird trend.
Level 50 plus.
Yeah. Dude, there's this crazy trend in mobile game ads now where they were literally completely misrepresent what the game is. It's literally false advertising, but somehow they get away with it. It's like it's the same type of game for like 5 different other games. It's like you like have to move these little like keys. It's like a puzzle game, and it seems really interesting, and it's like unique, and it makes you want to play it. My parents actually play a shitload of Words with Friends, and they get those ads all the time. And they literally downloaded one of those games, and then they're like, "Yeah, this is like nothing like what we thought it was." I'm like, "Well, you're fucking dumb." I didn't call them dumb. I also didn't say fucking in front of my parents. That would get me spent.
Best advertisement campaign is Halo 3. I don't know if you guys remember like the Halo 3 Believe trailer where it had like the diorama, and it just like did a slow pan over of like all of the NPCs it had. It was a great fucking ad. And then it had this other one with like 2 little kids in this field, and they're like just talking about shit, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna follow our dreams and stuff. And then like it cuts, and then there's a war happening in that field. It's like, oh, this is sick.
Oh my god, speaking of crazy ads that have made waves recently, I know Eric knows this one. Mrs. Monopoly.
Oh, yeah. I also know
that shit's a crime. The fact that a reputable company is making ads like that in 2020 means that they don't know anything about fucking anything. It just means that like all companies like that think they have to do is just appeal to progressive values to sell their products, and it's so fucking see-through at times like that when it's like, oh my god. Like, Grayden, do you know what we're talking about?
I had to go get my charger for my laptop, so I missed like the past 2 minutes.
That's okay. So there's this. I remember it. So I found it on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it, and it was like, you will literally never guess what this advertisement is for, and it's this fucking 2-minute long video, and it's like, oh my god, it starts with some dumbass fact. It's like, women are only responsible for 20% of the world's inventions. And the next thing is like, luckily girls don't know that. And it's like just this one girl like soldering a circuit board or some shit. And it just goes on for so long. And it's just the same like banal textbook pandering, right? And then at the end, she gets a package and she tears it open and it's Mrs. Monopoly. Like, I wish I could, like, show you the trailer and get your reaction. I'm kind of wishing I did that instead. But, like, holy cow. It was, like, I remember, like, watching it to the end and then seeing that, and I was like, it just blew me away, dude.
I'm all for doing, like, progressive stuff, but only if it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, isn't pandering. Because it's, like, it's fucking Monopoly.
Yeah.
The Monopoly, a old white guy, that's the face of capitalism right there. So, like, you're fucking set. You don't need to change shit up. You're fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to put out too bad. Be like, we made a girl one. Just give me another Nintendo Monopoly, something we actually want.
And it's like, the pandering doesn't even stop with the commercial itself. When you play the game, it's like, oh, girls get an extra $50 every turn. It's like, it turns the idea that like girls make 70%, or sorry, women make 70% of the wage that men do. It turns that idea around and makes it so that women, any girl that's playing, gets more money every turn. And it's just the most bullshit, ridiculous pandering. It's like, it's the worst thing that advertisers do, and I'm really glad that people, like, the stuff that's so pathetically obvious and bad, I'm really glad that people can call it out, because there's the one, oh my god, I literally just forgot now. Give me like 2 seconds.
No.
Well, while you're thinking, I'll admit that some of my favorite advertisements, like, I think of the Budweiser ones where it's like a puppy and the puppy's right next to a horse, and it has nothing to do with beer until the very end, and you're watching the whole time like, what is this ad going to be about? Those are some of my favorite
commercials like that are wild.
It's about the association you make with the advertisement.
No, exactly.
Budweiser makes you feel like this. The ad is supposed to reflect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what Budweiser you're drinking, but it's not puppies. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man, I'm so annoyed, because it was one horrible example of pandering that everybody made fun of, and it was like just in my head, and then it just fell out right as I was about to talk about it. It's really
Kylie Jenner and her Pepsi advertisement.
I talked about that in one of my presentations for class, actually, just about how that like just completely blew up in their faces.
Ryan Reynolds,
give me like a couple minutes,
is really good at advertising.
He is. I really like Ryan Reynolds.
Like, do you guys remember in the whole, like, what is it, Peyton? I don't know if I'm saying that right. The exercise bike, when that whole ad went viral about because it gave off vibes of
like the rich abused. People bike?
Yeah.
That one.
So, like, this ad, they did this ad where a husband gave his wife this exercise bike, but the way they framed it and toned it made it look like he was saying, "You're fat. Here's this bike. Get fit." That's how it ended up being communicated. And so what Ryan Reynolds did, and with his gin company, Aviation, they got that same female actor in like a trauma, like a double A sort of situation, where she's like, she's sad. She's like, I'm being abused after this. They're playing on the backlash of this ad. It's so good. It's
like the ad I think of is there's I can't remember if it's an ad for anything specific or if it's just like one of those like believe in yourself type of dealios where it's this dude lying on his bed looking at this like wrestling poster, and you hear like the sounds of like, oh, and they're going for a grand slam, blah blah blah, like all the wrestling shit, and it shows him doing like a training montage, and by the end you see him like getting ready to go out into the ring, and then it pans out, and he's one of the like ring girls that walks around with the thing. And he just walks out, and his parents are there, and they're like, "Yeah!" And you're just like, "All right, follow your dreams." I'm all.
That's awesome.
That's good. Yeah, like I don't know, like advertise, like you think about like Super Bowl ads. Like there's a lot of ads out there that have the potential to be really good. I remember what it is I was going to say now, actually. But then on the other hand, you have like ads by businesses where it's just so clear that they're using progressiveness as a source to advertise to make their company look good. I remember seeing a meme that was like the funniest fucking thing. It was, you know, that Steve Buscemi meme where it's like him dressed as a skateboarder and it's like, "Hello, fellow kids." Yeah. It's that, but it's the caption is any company on Pride Week, and it's like just him wearing a rainbow shirt. It's like, "Hello, fellow gays." And I think about like Skittles during Pride Week, they make all their packages white, and they're like, "During Pride Week, there's only one rainbow that matters, so we've eliminated ours to show our support." And I'm like how? Like what? Like it's just like a form of virtue signaling, basically. It's like, look at us, we support gay people. You know, no one in the world supported gay people 20 years ago, but now we are because we're making money from it.
And we did support gay people 20 years ago.
Well, it's just like the whole, like, whenever a company, like, it's like, "Hey, we're supporting these people," or whatever, and it's this big initiative, like, it's great you're raising money or whatever for this cause, but you're also clearly benefiting from it. It's like, where, like, is it just greed? Is it, like, I don't know.
Hard to draw that line.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's frustrating, and, like, I'm... yeah.
Bless you.
I don't know. It's like, it's just crazy how some brands can just get so far away from, like, you know, what it is to actually be like a person that exists in real life. Jack, did you ever see the advertisement on Twitter for Miss Monopoly? Or it wasn't on Twitter, it just went around on Twitter. That's how I found it. Did you ever see the ad for Miss Monopoly?
Oh, I don't think I saw the ad. I think I saw like a video about it. Yeah, like you'll never guess what this ad is about, and then she tears open the package and it's Miss Monopoly, and everybody in the world that saw that ad collectively was just like, "Whoa!" You know, so we kind of got into a conversation about that, like just how brands use progressiveness to like just pander and like make themselves seem really cool and neat, but it's kind of very see-through tactic. Yeah, without actually trying to like address the root issues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those things where like when you really get it in your head and you start thinking about it, it just becomes like frustrating. It's just kind of sad to live in a world where like that's what, you know, like advertising has become, I guess, you know.
Peter, stop whispering.
What are you mumbling about? I'm on my own. The chat's daring me to drink thick water. And I was like, well, what's thick water? Like,
I've heard about all natural water.
So I Googled it, and it's a thing. You can buy different brands of thick water. And
when you say the chat, do you mean like one person, one very specific person?
That's what I mean. It comes in different flavors. I assumed it was just some, like, you put this in water and then it's thick. But no, it's a thing. Thick water. I'm very curious.
Is it thick with a K or multiple C's?
I said multiple C's. See, Matt, you're cultured. I will give you that.
You got a degree in it.
I study it after all. There, you happy? I made a joke about it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It's fair game now. Yay!
No, it's not. No.
To be fair, I know we like to joke about that. He's not wrong. He does technically study it. It's just like a different. It's
just the way he said it.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. I can't imagine drinking this stuff.
You know what? Because I like you guys, because I'm on the shock top, I've decided it is now legal to make culture jokes again. I've decided I'm no longer upset about it, but only if there's only one condition, okay? It's only if you let me flex for a minute, okay?
Oh
no.
Damn it! It's not worth it then.
This semester,
this minute right now?
No, I said this semester, you big dumb. You big
No.
goof.
I mean, like, you don't flex for 1 minute starting right now, and then you like it's not something that you have to continue. Like, we bring it up, and then you get to flex for a minute.
Bad news, guys. Bad news. I'm sharing my screen because I found a guy drinking thick water, and he looks like me.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Let's have a look. This is cutting into my flex time, though, so I got to be quick when you're done.
Okay. I'm just showing the screen of this guy. Can everyone see it?
I can't see it.
No.
No.
You did not come
No?
up.
Oh, never mind. Never mind, it didn't work. All right, what?
Did you say you were
Cancel
screen
that.
sharing and then you took the drink? And you're like, it's a guy that looks like me drinking?
It is. It's like the exact way that I would drink, and he's got a beard and like short hair, and he's wearing a ball cap. But
it like didn't work out, or
I couldn't. Or
did you screen share a recording of you drinking?
No, I couldn't get the screen share to work.
Oh shoot!
I've never used that function, so I don't know.
Is it like a YouTube video, or
maybe it's? Hang on, maybe I did it wrong. Oh, never mind. I closed the tab anyways, so I'll never find that man again.
No.
Oh.
That man in his thick water. That guy could have been like my long lost cousin.
What do you think would be like to swim in thick water?
Not good.
I think we should fill your bathtub, Peter.
You ever let like
reaction.
a freeze pop melt a little bit, and then it's like that goopy syrupy juice at the bottom? I bet it would be like that.
Yeah.
The whole bottle?
I don't know.
Boo.
I think I'm into it.
No, great. I thought I knew you, but I clearly don't.
I think I'm gonna get a kiddie pool and put it in your living room and fill it up with
thick
water.
The line, and then there's you, way over here. You don't want to be there, Grayden. You don't want to be
That's generally the case, though. I'm usually
From my
way over
perspective,
on this
it looks
side.
like you're right, like you're really before the line.
No,
so you're solid, Grayden.
no.
Oh, I got so
Like
much
you're fine.
room.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We got a ways to go before we reach the line. Actually,
you're over
let's see
it.
how far we can push it.
I don't know what to do about you guys. I really don't.
Green's like
My sanity.
Green's like here.
No,
Wow, look at all that room.
Here's the line. Here's the good part. Here's the bad. And here's Grayden.
I'm on the good part. Woo!
No, this is the bad.
Fucking
this
telling
is the
me how to
good.
do lines. You think I know what lines are?
Good. You're a line.
I think I have a fancy ruler around here somewhere. I'd show it to you, but I don't need to prove myself.
Why do you need a fancy ruler?
Because I know lines.
What's wrong with the normal ruler, though?
I didn't buy the ruler. I found the ruler. It's in. Okay.
You're
you
a
know,
thief?
No, you don't know how you know it's fancy.
Thief.
If a
We have
ruler
a
comes
thief!
in a box, it kind of has to be.
That's
fancy.
pretentious. That's pretentious.
Pretty
Why'd you buy this ruler?
I
What did you
didn't
need
buy
for?
it. I found
He stole it because he's a thief.
Just like that book.
Oh yeah.
The book thief.
Brissinger.
Yeah,
Messenger.
He's got it on standby.
No, I have a Sharpie. I can state
Ah.
that the book's mine. You can't
What,
get
by
on
writing
Sharpie.
your name in it?
It had Evan's name in it.
Evan wrote
So if I
that
come to
in
your
here.
house, so if I break in your house and take your keys and go out to your car and write my name on the inside of it, it immediately becomes mine.
This 50th stream is really where it's settling in. That live connection is not a healthy part of my life.
It really isn't.
You're just figuring this out?
It's only
It's
now
weird.
just settling in. Also, in the chat,
I'm excited for when Peter's hair grows back gray.
Why would you say that to anyone?
But you'll
hey,
pull off
then
the silver hair.
Not growing back. The silver ball.
Me?
Yeah, Peter.
Hey,
You guys
see Peter
tell me
doing
I
it?
look like a middle schooler on a regular basis.
Yeah,
middle
you'll be a
schoolers
middle
with gray
schooler with
hair?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a hipster.
That means you're half human and half demon.
You'll look like middle schooler Geralt.
Oh, and like in the last episode of The Witcher.
What?
What?
You said middle schooler Geralt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you assuming kid Geralt, sorry, from the last Witcher episode, or?
I was just saying Geralt has gray hair. Peter has gray hair.
What Witcher episode
He'll
are
look
you
like
on?
Geralt
Kid
as a middle
Geralt?
schooler.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to flex the fact that I watched The Witcher to the end because I wanted to appeal to my friends Grayden and Jack, who I know like The Witcher and watch the show.
You're in a chat with 4 people who have read the books. You're like, I'm gonna flex by reading the show. I'm joking. I love the show. I actually love
the show. Is really good. I don't remember a Kid Geralt though.
In the last episode when he's in the wagon, he has flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah. All of you guys watch that show, right? All of you?
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Eric, you gotta watch it, man. It's super good.
It is very good.
I only watch like one show at a time. I don't like bouncing around a lot.
And you're watching Clone Wars right now, right?
I'm still on the Clone Wars.
Eric sent me a Snapchat today of a scene from that show, and like, damn, like, I'm not the biggest Star Wars lover, but I would actually consider watching it just because it seems like really sick.
It is very good.
It was the lightsaber construction scene, and I was surprised that that's the only time we've really like seen it in any Star Wars media. Like in games, you've built the lightsaber, but you've never seen it to that extent. So I thought it was really cool to see that.
No,
there's a scene in the 2D Clone Wars as well where you see it. I think.
Yeah.
It's just cool because it's like.
That.
Yeah, it's like not something that you would really put that much thought into, but it makes so much sense that they would use the Force to like assemble it piece by piece, and it was super well animated. It was honestly so sick, and the fact that the Wookiee Jedi has a wooden lightsaber.
The music was surprisingly really good there too.
Yeah,
and there's a Wookiee and an Ithorian Jedi, and those are the ones I'm super interested in right now.
When we played the Star Wars role-playing game with Ron, Jackson made a Wookiee Jedi named Bron Baka, who just like ran in and beat the shit out of everyone because he didn't have a lightsaber. And he's my best friend.
Man, Star Wars D&D must be wild, hey?
It is very different. It's a lot different from regular D&D. It's a trip for sure.
Yeah, I imagine.
I feel like Peter was upset and about to say something a while ago, but I can't remember what.
I don't know. I've been also like in the chat, so I'm in like 2 worlds at once.
What's the chat saying? They're saying, "Dear God, this is a long podcast."
Talking about how we should have merch, but then Beamcarp saying, "I don't think people would wear something nobody knows about."
Damn. I'm gonna get my live connection hat.
Do you like us or not, Beam?
But we do have hats.
Say, we have hats, but also hipsters wear stuff that nobody knows nothing about, so people do it.
Connor said, "Wait, where can I buy Peter's hair? My hair is not for sale." I would like to say that right now.
Peter, I mean, actually, no, don't listen to him. Make him an offer.
What about your bathwater?
Peter already sent his hair to me, and it's in my pillowcase, so...
Okay, that's what you did with it? You said you needed it for urgent family matters.
Yeah, I was tight.
That's just as weird.
I made a mistake that day, clearly.
It was weird that it was all...
It was your choice to just give me your hair, Peter.
Yeah, you can't turn back on it now, buddy.
You know, like the chat saying, sell it for 1K on the dark web. If I could sell my hair for $1,000,
I'd be bald right now.
Hair grows back. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, kind of sometimes, depending who you are.
In my worldview, hair grows back.
You're kind of barking up the wrong tree, Peter. I mean, there are more haired people than there are not haired, but I think the non-haired people would have some strong thoughts about it. Do you guys like it when I refer to you as non-haired people?
Why are you
Jack,
saying
you're
it
muted.
Like that?
I had something
I'm muted.
worse in my
I'm
head.
fucking muted.
Yeah, I tried to tell you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The word
But that's
bald
okay,
doesn't
because-
offend us. You can say bald. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't avoiding it. I just non-haired was for some reason the first thing I thought about.
Non-haired.
It's
like you're
hairless.
trying to. It's like you're a word that bald is like a racist word or something like that, and you're tiptoeing around it.
I'm like
far
looking up
worse.
like synonyms for bald. Like, wow, what can I say instead? But no, yeah, I don't know. I would never feel like you guys are like worse off because you're
I would never discriminate
non-haired.
against you weird shiny-headed
yeah.
freaks.
Dude,
I would never do that.
I love you anemic fuckers with no hair. I really do. No, it's because you guys have big magnificent beards, and as a man who attempts facial hair himself, I'll never get there.
He's
You know,
stabbing you. He's like, I love you. You're great people. I love you.
I respect you.
Yeah,
I respect you. I love how alive you are. No, dude, like literally, look at the cam. Like this whole, honestly, like no homo or anything, but this whole podcast, I've just been looking at Grayden's beard and the way that like his mustache like comes out and then like filters down into the rest of his beard. You know,
The mustache is huge right now. Like it.
Yeah.
It's thick with like
Fuck.
greasy.
Look at how long. Like, I mean, I intentionally shave it so it's short, but like, fucking look at this, dude.
No one wants to see this.
This
You don't
is.
know.
What's funny is like part of
Where's
me
your
feels
beard,
like we
Peter?
can never ever put our podcasts on Spotify because we spend so much time doing visual gags.
Well, that just encourages people to come from Spotify over to wherever the fuck a video podcast would be.
Beam Corp's right.
It's like listening to comedy recordings.
Like, if we continue
Sorry,
on this
Peter.
path, it only gets to like human trafficking or something from there. Because they're like flesh for 30K, whole body for 100K. Like,
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Is that Bender right here?
the cat? No. What do you hear?
Yeah, I just heard a really enthusiastic meowing. Is that your cat, Jarrod, or Jack, or Jack?
No,
Jack
it's
is Jack.
No,
Is it
Jack.
Grayden's cat? No, it's
Yeah.
Eric's cat. Eric has a very loud cat. How
I
can I forget?
I didn't
Eric's
hear any
cats are
cats,
like my
to be honest.
third and fourth cat
Oh, I
favorite
heard a
cats.
cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's
There's a
Blitzy.
cat.
Cat.
Oh,
Where's
I
the
love Blitzy
fuck's the-
so much.
Fucking the other cat's sleeping that's here. He's fucking let down.
Oh, I love cats. Oh, did I tell you guys? Not only are we getting one dog on June 15th, we're getting two dogs.
Oh,
Two
you getting
dogs.
two pups.
Two
Double
dogs.
Well,
dog.
that's a bit of an overstatement. Basically, what happened was we went out to see the breeders and they showed us to the dog. And what's funny was it was a big surprise. My parents made it seem like they were looking for a Tim Hortons, but we were outside of Brooks, Alberta, in the middle of butt fucking nowhere in a trailer park. And I'm like, where the fuck? There's no Tim Hortons around here. Let's just go to the next town. I was getting really pissed off. And then eventually I realized that they were playing a trick on me. And then we went to go see the pups. And we literally, like, Lucy was holding the dog, and I was like, that's our dog right there. And then we sent my brother some pictures of the dogs, and he immediately wanted one, and there's one left. So we're getting a little female black lab puppy that we're naming Summersby. And then Ryan is taking Summersby's brother, and he's naming him Jackson after Jackson Triggs. But Ryan's landlord won't let him have a dog, so we're taking care of Jackson until he moves into a new house. So we get two doggos this month or
That's
next month, I guess, because it's
Double the doggo.
23rd today.
Exciting.
Yeah, that's why June's gonna be such a good month, man. Because we got doggos, we got Pokemon DLC.
Grayden's like, my life is doggos. Get out of here.
How many dogs do you have?
I've had-
Grayden?
I only have two dogs right now, but
Oh,
over the course of my life, I think
You've had
we've had 5 dogs at one point,
Damn.
and then consistently, there's always been in the high teens of animals that we have.
Oh, of course, yeah. What other animals do you guys have? You have a donkey?
Horses, cats,
donkey. Why would you?
Do you have
a
a
lot
donkey?
of cats. We have a lot of cats.
You have a
No, we don't
donkey?
have
A lot of
I don't have
cats.
a donkey.
I love cats.
You disappointed? Sorry, I don't have an ass. I don't do enough squats,
Oh,
Matt.
you have an ass, Grayden.
Thanks, bud.
That ass.
Actually, I'm kind of interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this. So, Summersby is going to be our third dog. Our first two dogs, Max and yeah, that's what we're naming.
You didn't hear that?
No, I missed that.
They always name their animals after some alcoholic beverage.
Like, we only started doing it with the cats. We have Guinness, we have Bailey, who it's short for Bailey's, and then now we have Summersby. But, like, we're just going to call her Summer. There's not a universe where I'm going to call for that dog and say, Summersby. Actually, I'll probably do it once or twice. When she's in trouble, I'll use her full name.
There you go.
It's really nice because we haven't had dogs for about 4 years now. And over time, like, it really just kind of transitioned into, like, having cats and shit. And, like, we have 2 cats. I'm really accustomed to having cats, but it's time to have a dog in our lives again. And the more I think about it, the more excited I am. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, the first 2 dogs that we've had are both black labs, and this third dog is a black lab. And so when we were talking about getting a dog, I was like vehemently against getting a black lab. And like, I don't have anything against black labs. They're great dogs. It's just that there's so many other breeds of dogs out there that it didn't make sense to get the same one. But I guess I was destined to never win that battle because, you know, the next dogs we're getting are literally 100% the same genetic material, or the same like breed as the last dog that we had. So I guess I lost that one. But like, what do you guys think about that? Like, is it unreasonable of me to not want to get the same breed of dog for the third time?
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think it really matters. I've had huskies, golden retrievers, black labs, mutts, Springer spaniels. I've had a shitload of different types of dogs, and at the end of the day, they're just my buddies.
Yeah, I know.
Well, like,
and like, I don't know.
It doesn't matter, but like, I totally get the want for like a variety.
Yeah.
Like, it's still to me a good boy.
Yeah.
Like,
good girl, but you know,
whatever. Good dog. Fuck.
Good dog. I'll probably call Summersby a good boy once or twice by mistake. And what's great is that she's a dog, so she won't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Grayden, the chat has a request of you.
Okay.
So I don't know if you noticed, but one of the stream highlights, it started off with you being praised for your sexy voice. So the chat wants your sexy voice.
I've been.
Hold on. Wait. Grayden, stop. Don't say anything. From
not a single word.
Okay, Grayden.
It's not titled "sexy voice" or anything.
Grayden, I'm just messaging you on Discord an excerpt from chapter 24 of 50 Shades of Grey. And that's what you can read. Okay, it's just going into our group chat.
Everyone gets to see Grayden's
What I have to
speech.
upload it as a. What I dude, it won't let me do over 2,000 characters. Fuck off.
It's over 2,000 characters.
I copied too much. Grayden.
How did you find over 2,000 characters so quickly?
I somehow found a WordPress where they're just like uploading chapters of 50 Shades of Grey, so that's neat.
Somehow, someone's just stealing content out there.
It's not like I had 50 Shades of Grey opened on my computer.
It's not my homepage.
No, you know,
pages. You know,
it's not my favorite book of all time at all.
Great, and I can't help but notice that you're not reading an excerpt from 50 Shades of Grey right now, and I'd really like you to change that immediately.
I'm gonna read the first sentence that you said here.
Okay, in that voice.
I'm flattered by the chat because, you know, that's nice to hear. My heart is beating in time. The pulse in my sex is, and I forgot this was 50 Shades of Grey, and it's horribly written. My heart is beating in time with the pulsing need in my sex as I root through the box for the lacy bits I seek. Christian is always seductive, sensual, but today he's gone out of his way to tease and hike up my desire. I'm ravenous, ready.
I'm coming down with the case of the vapors.
Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
I got so thrown off in that first little bit. My heart is beating in the time with the pulsing need in my sex.
That's a horribly written sentence.
I know. My brain just broke.
Whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey just had like
It was the internet. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? It was the internet.
No, it was a Twilight fanfic from some
right.
middle-aged woman who wanted Twilight for middle-aged women.
It's always the middle-aged women.
Karens.
They got nothing to do, man.
It's Karens,
L.
man.
James is just get me in there. Anyways.
Anyway, I'm flattered by the chat. I've always regarded Jack as having a nice and narrative voice.
All right, Jack, I'm getting another excerpt from 50 Shades of Grey, and you're going to read it. Okay?
How many do you have on bookmark, Matt?
Yeah.
Peter, get the gun.
What kind of voice do you want me to give it?
Just in your
give it your narrative.
Just your silky smooth reading a sexy novel voice. Is that good? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Give me your lunch money, bitch.
Okay, it's well, you can really start.
Oh my lord, this is
Matt, you ignorant slut.
What part do you want me to start from?
I'm threatening you.
Start from I'm transfixed.
What the fuck?
You think I care? You can't do anything to me, dude. I'm not afraid of you anymore.
I'm coming
Peter.
over.
Okay. Yeah, you just want like my normal voice?
You know, just read the first sentence. That'll be enough.
I'm transfixed, eyes glued to our reflection. I watch him bow over me as he runs a flat palm from my neck right along my spine. I feel his body heat soaking into me, the ripple of his stomach muscles as he moves, visible in the open line of his unbuttoned dress shirt. His hand comes to rest on the handprint like he's confirming it's his own. A devilish smile curls his mouth before he gently caresses it, sending hot shivers rocketing through me. Again, his hands glide up my back, this time fisting in my hair as he pulls me up and against him, almost aggressively. Sorry, I read the word fisting and I lost it. With my back fused to his front, he regards me in the mirror, his darkened gaze roaming languidly as I slot my arms around his neck.
Man, you gave Jack something that was easy to read, hey? Mine was fucking just gibberish. Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's actually like... I've never actually read any 50 Shades of Grey before, and this lady is so horny, it's insane.
I think it's because she's Mormon.
Is that
Mormon
true?
middle-aged woman.
Is that actually true?
It was either Stephanie Meyer who read or wrote Twilight, or her. One of them is Mormon. I think they're both quite religious, though.
Hey, Peter, is the chat enjoying the bearded voices? That should be our podcast.
Chat is.
Jack, we should start a podcast.
Bearded voices.
We have a lot of hashtags.
I wish my mustache was as nice as yours. Mine doesn't grow past this. This is about as much as it gets.
I've been thinking about curling it lately.
Everything else, like this is just this is a lot. It's been a while since I've trimmed it properly, but
yeah, same.
All future.
Anyway, Peter,
if you guys want to see
what's
more,
the chat saying?
The mic is muted. If you want to, there's been a lot of hashtag Petergasm in the chat.
No.
Hashtag Petergasm.
Yeah, so if you want to see more, any future Petergasms, sadly, they're going to be sponsored by Twitch subscribers. So if you want to see more Petergasm in the chat.
Are you having one per Twitch sub?
2! There's 2 people saying Petergasm.
No, I mean like per Twitch sub, are you going to have a Peter?
Yeah, 1 gasm per sub.
Man, I mean, that could be a lot. Are you prepared?
Okay, can you do just one? I just want to watch Peter's eyes roll into his head like one.
How do we want the gasm to come about? I've got some beautiful tentacled stories that I could read from.
V.R. Lovecraft.
Yes.
Good book.
I've got lots. Yes, very good.
Make an OnlyFans account. I don't know if we'll read you for that. I don't know if anyone wants. No one wants that. I don't think. I know.
I just recently found out that you don't need to post nudes on OnlyFans.
No, you don't. But most people do.
Yeah, it could just be photos of you. It mostly, obviously, suggestive in sexual positions, but it doesn't always have to be nude.
I feel like you're not making as much money if you're just posting photos of yourself, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it OnlyFans where it's just the South Park rubbing nipples, the little window slot.
Nice.
Just that. Only that. I want to see them pity some Peter. Wow, fuck me. I want to see them Peter titties.
I matched with a girl on Tinder last night who's like, in her bio is like, check out my OnlyFans. And I'm like,
that's a hard
maybe.
Stop.
We'll see.
I'll consider it. We'll see how late I am, or how late it gets.
Man, OnlyFans? I don't get it. People pay.
No, it's because you're not a beautiful lady or an attractive man.
I don't know.
I understand. I mean,
money from selling your body.
I understand why people pay. I don't understand why like people see it as like a viable way to make a lot of their income, because like most of us are just gonna go and find free porn. Let's be real here.
No.
Well, free.
There's a lot of it.
Like that mindset applies to anything in the world. Like if there's free of it, people are gonna migrate to that naturally. Like, it's kind of just how it works.
The difference with this is so stupid. The difference with pornography is that it's way more widely available than any other method of getting something. Like I can get free anything from anywhere. It's just the legality of it is up in question, and the difficulty of acquiring it is, a little bit more out there. Whereas if I just go on Pornhub, I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not doing anything wrong, and it's just there. I just Google it, and it's there.
Yeah, like I like. Like, I don't know, there's some girls that have OnlyFans that are like really, really, really attractive and would maybe be worth investing in, but it's also just there's infinite places that you can go for free content, which just kind of makes it like not really worth like investing.
Matt, I have a difficult thing I'm about to pose to you.
Okay.
Oh my.
What if Pokimane got an OnlyFans account?
She was actually recently asked about that.
What do you think? When you look deep in your heart of hearts, can you see a little voice saying, "Pay for it, get the pictures, get the videos"?
It's only $5.
What about Marissa Tomei?
Oh, Marissa Tomei, she can have my wallet. Honestly, I'll just mail it to her.
Okay.
All right. Wow.
No,
You might get a letter in the mail, Matt. Just don't question it.
I just really hate like the culture these days about like literally expressing any interest in a woman on the internet at all, and then literally just cascading simp. No, I don't want to answer. I don't want to not be fun. I don't want to not give you an answer, but I don't want to give you an answer.
Hot take: if you're unironically calling someone a simp, you're probably an incel.
The chat is saying simp alert.
There's no in between, eh?
That's exactly what I have a problem with, man. It's because it's just this crazy thing where like, all of a sudden, like, and it's if you go on like a Pokimane tweet or a Nicolol tweet, and you just look at like literally just one tweet, look at the replies, and you'll literally see somebody say some shit and then somebody else call them a simp, and then scroll down and you'll see that same person's calling somebody else a simp. It's a cancer, bro.
That sounds like a simp defending other simps.
A couple days ago, I posted a video into our private group at the Addicted to Simping. Did any of you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Let's see. Let's take a little look.
It's this guy. Man, I'm trying to plug him, but I don't know his name.
It's TLC. It's My Strange Addiction, right?
No, it's not. It's a parody. It's this guy named Rob on YouTube who he actually did a really good job of making fun of simping. It's worth a watch if you got like 10 extra minutes.
If anyone wants a Simps Alive connection, feel free.
I mean, that's true,
honestly.
Yeah, will you simp for us?
Send us some fanfic and we'll read it in our voices.
That's dangerous saying that. That's dangerous. Do you want to read that? You want to read
that? I don't care.
Nobody's going to write us fan fiction at this level of fame that we're at.
We'll never say
one
never.
Person has.
She wrote it for us. She didn't write it for Live Connection. It was
true.
Before Live Connection was even a thing.
That's true.
That's fair. I don't know. If somebody wrote some fan fiction of me like deeply splunking the inside of Jack's rectum.
How come it's my rectum in this case?
I like how you had to pause and take it in. You're just like, anyway.
Why are you spelunking inside of me?
I don't
Eric,
know.
you okay?
Eric,
Because you invited me.
The chat wants fanfics of us. Of us too.
Dude, Peter X Eric fanfic?
We're not going to write our own
This is
fanfic.
Peter X multiple people! No!
You have to. You're the Peter. Tell the chat that they're the community. They're the ones who have to do the fan fiction.
They're saying they'll do it. That's the problem.
No, that we don't want to encourage that. We don't want to.
I dare.
We don't.
I dare them to do it.
You just scared the internet. Are you kidding me? That's like a guarantee.
When the Cincinnati Zoo said stop the Harambe memes? Remember what happened? Bad thing.
Yeah, they said stop the Harambe memes. I'm saying let the fan fiction come. Bring it.
Let's capital letter saying I will do it.
That's not a threat. That's like that's a platitude.
Don't do it.
Who's promising this?
Connor and Airmaster.
Oh dang.
This could happen. Stop it.
Peter, your opposition is what's going to make it happen.
That's true.
If we invite it, like if people think we don't want it, that's what's going to make it happen.
I need to make my position known. I do not want this timeline. This is not something I agreed to.
It's hard to compete with Little Sonic.
Like, ooh, little puss.
Dude, honestly,
little puss.
Honestly, like there's no. Like, if I'm watching Game Grumps and they start reading Lil Sonic fan fiction, that's like an instant, like closing. Like,
they started writing it. They started writing our fanfic.
No,
guys.
dude, I can't stand fanfic reading episodes. I'm just not about it.
I thought you loved Sonic.
Like, if I want to. I love Sonic, but I don't want to read about Sonic giving Rosalina and Samus the sauce at the same time. You know.
I don't want to get fucked. Chat. I don't want to get fucked.
Hey Eric, you want to change the topic? You seem like you're not really into it.
Eric's emotional attachment to this podcast.
My small, frail body.
Well, don't say it like that. Then they're going to put your small, frail body into the fanfic.
I was going to say, you just gave
They're
him
literally going to quote it. They're literally going to be like, oh, Peter's small, frail body. Wow. Peter's small, frail body was thrown up against the wall by all 6 other live connection members. Fused into one being so he could
Your opposition is inviting this sort of conflict.
It's true. You don't want to invite it. There's only one way. You embrace it.
Yeah.
Or just die like Eric.
I actually think Peter is so vehemently against it because low-key he actually really wants to read some fan fiction about him giving the sauce to Grayden.
I really don't, though. That's the thing. I don't want to.
This has gone too far. This is
make one of y'all read it.
No. No. Don't waste your time. I'm not gonna read that.
What if it's?
I'm not gonna read that because it's gonna.
What if it's a donation?
Yeah.
What if they donate?
If you donate X amount of money, we will read your terrible fan fiction on stream.
Yeah.
No, because we've learned the hard way that we have to be specific about the amount of money that we ask for donations.
That's why I said X amount of money. It's blank at the moment.
We're
writing ourselves a blank check.
Yeah, exactly.
That's smart business.
I just want to say 2 words from someone's message in the chat. Eric's throbbing.
I mean, that's
it. That's all I need.
Generally, how it starts. Yeah.
You woke him from death.
I've never felt the piercing eyes of God in such a way as when Erik tilted his head just then to look in the camera.
Nani?
I hate.
Erik has a way of looking into the soul, into the true depths of darkness that we are.
I'm like Ghost Rider.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. He was pretty cool in one of the movies. I think the first
Cage?
one. The bees.
I don't respect Nicolas Cage as a superhero.
I was gonna say, as an actor, he's actually not bad.
No,
He's
as an
a pretty good
actor,
actor.
he's done a lot of things. Kudos to him, honestly.
He does have one good superhero.
Although, okay,
role.
so I'm interested in this. This
Big Daddy.
I think about this a
from
lot,
Kick-Ass.
actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I probably like talked over you some guys there because my internet started lagging like crazy. But Chris Stuckman's Hilariosity series. I know for sure that Erik knows it because Erik's the one who showed it to me. Sorry. You know how in the opening to that there's two separate Nicolas Cage performances that he like shows as clips in this Hilariosity. Like, is he saying that the film itself is bad, or is he saying that Nicolas Cage's performance is bad?
I think both. For those,
like, the one where like the bees are flying around his eyes, I'm like whatever. But the one where he's like in like a high rise, he's like a lawyer or some shit, and he's yelling. He's like, "No, dude, no one time." It's like, okay, Cage, roll it back, please. Go back to school.
yeah, I
would
think
love to be.
Nicolas Cage is a very specific actor where you have to give him a very specific role for him to be able to shine.
Yeah.
Like
He's got that
Spider-Man
type
Noir, he's perfect for that because he's just such an out there character.
It's that, or he's got to steal the American Declaration of Independence.
I love those movies.
Those are actually really good movies.
Pretty good. Yeah.
One scene that I think of all the time is in the second movie when they're in like London and they're running away from somebody and they like get in their car and the one like nerdy science dude who's his companion is like, "I'll drive," and then they get in the car and Nicolas Cage is at the wheel and he's like, "We're in London," and he just drives away. For some reason, that really like hits me.
That is a good scene.
It was a good thing. I haven't watched a movie in a long time. There's been a couple I wanted to go back and watch again, but I just haven't.
Wait, did you say I haven't watched a movie? Like you haven't watched any movie in like a long time?
Nah. It's been a while.
What have you been doing with your
I've
time?
been trying to catch up to Erik on the monthly gamer
Yeah.
score.
I've been trying to beat games and beat Erik for once playing Gamerscore. And the thing is, Xbox is broken right now, so I can't check. I don't know who's winning. It's probably
I'm behind like all of you in Gamerscore, and it makes me a little sad.
No, it's because you have a small.
If only
baby
there's
penis.
something you could do about that.
Well, like I've been playing games, I've been getting achievements, but then it's just like, oh, you're behind all of your friends. You're bad at games, and I'm just like, oh. Say it. It's probably not going to come up super well on here, but my family have been doing another MCU marathon in this custom order, and we just watched Civil War last night. And honestly, like I have some gripes about some of the choices they made for like ordering in this order, but it's actually a really, really cool way to watch the franchise because you start with Captain America and then Captain Marvel, and then after that it kind of just goes in the usual sequence. And like it's really cool because it actually helps give a lot more context for some of the stuff that goes on, especially like Phase 1, you see the Tesseract in Captain America, you see the Tesseract again in Captain Marvel, and then it really kind of plays up its role in the film so that you know how important it is by the time you watch it, by the time it's the MacGuffin in the first Avengers movie. And yeah, it's actually been a really cool way to watch the films. So like we just watched Civil War. Sorry, what, Grayden?
I was gonna say, when are you gonna get a Marvel tramp stamp or Marvel tattoo? Because I feel like it's coming.
I could be convinced to get like an Iron Man tattoo. The only other tattoo I want to get right now is
a big.
I've always wanted to get the cartridge to Pokemon Yellow tattooed, but then I was spitballing tattoo ideas with the guy who gave me this tattoo, and he gave me the idea to like have Pikachu like bursting out of the frame a little bit. Sorry, Peter, I didn't hear your shitty joke, so I just moved on.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
I want to hear Peter's shitty joke.
No, it was terrible. It was really bad.
Come on, say it again,
so
Peter.
much.
Tell us all about it. What was it?
It was just about like you getting a tattoo of a dick right on your ass. That's going into your butt. That's it.
Comedy
Peter,
at its finest. Truly.
Peter, when did you start throwing out these zingers? Like,
all the time. These zinger. This isn't. I feel like Live Connection has driven you insane to the point where you're now like making these terrible jokes and laughing at them, and that's not something you used to do. This is a very new character trait.
To embrace the insanity rather than resist it.
That's smart.
Like I decided just like, you know what? This is my fate. Let's go. That's the worst that could happen.
You bitch and complain too much for that to be true.
I'm gonna break this fucking glass desk by the time Live Connection is over.
I'm surprised it hasn't broken already.
For the day where I slam my fist down and everything falls on the floor. The stream goes down. I'm in shock and panic. And I'm just like, what do I do now? The other people in the house are like, what was that explosion that just happened? And I'm just there with a hurt fist, like.
See, just for me saying that one thing, Peter went and started bitching and complaining.
Bitching and complaining?
I want Peter to get so mad he turns Super Saiyan 2.
What the fuck?
By the way, guys, apparently we have a fanfic in the works to be ready on Sunday for next podcast.
Oh, damn.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
It better be published.
I can't wait for
we gotta have an ISBN number.
You guys have driven me to this. Just know that.
Oh man, Peter, one day you're gonna break. We're gonna go on like an Elsie retreat or something, and it's just gonna be the end of you.
We're actually turning Peter into Deadpool. This is just like a prolonged torture period. This is the mental part.
A much less funny Deadpool.
Wow! Yeah. That was just fucking unnecessary. My God! Hey,
imagine Deadpool without any of the charm, comedy, any of the important
ribs
stuff.
There? How about I just stick some knives in there?
Can't live up to Ryan Reynolds. Are you kidding me?
Fuck me. He's a Canadian. I'm a Canadian. We're not that far apart.
I mean, he's like 6 something, and you're like 4 something.
There it is. You can't have a Live Connection podcast without a Peter shirt joke. There you go. There's our bread and butter.
It sounded like you said short.
Why are you saying that like that's the first Peter short joke? We made about 850 jokes in this podcast alone.
Well, maybe those.
Peter, how tall are you? Peter, what's your height? Peter, tell us how tall you are right now.
He's like 3'2".
Wow.
Because the thing is with all of the short people that we knew and grew up with in our lives, I think if we actually knew your exact height, we would probably think to ourselves, that's actually not that short. You're just short relative to the rest.
What's always great is I'm like barely taller than Peter.
Exactly.
I think Peter.
What is that? Like 5'5", or is 5'5" too short? 5'6"?
I know, I'm like 5'9".
I want to say Peter's 5'6" or something.
I'm 5'10".
Shut the fuck up. That's not what you
Am I right?
No.
What are you?
I'm shorter than that, you bitch.
You're not less than 5 feet.
5'4".
You think I'm less than 5 feet?
No,
I think Peter's
not less
5'3".
than 5 feet.
No, he said
I'm 5'4".
5'4".
5'4" was going to be my first guess, but then I was like, if Eric's barely taller, then I was like, maybe he's like 5'5" or 5'6".
Fucking 5'6".
But it doesn't matter.
That's a dream.
All men are kings.
Don't
you forget that, Peter. You're
Short kings, Peter. Short kings.
I really thought that knowing your height would make it less apparent how short you are, but the fact that you're 5'4" is fucking
that's why I was like, when you were saying that, I was like,
I mean, inexcusable. Are you gonna put him to death?
It's 5'4". That's so tiny. That's just two tiny numbers.
Is this part of your final solution
Jack, how tall are
to
you?
rid the world of what? How tall am I?
You're 6 foot, right?
6 foot, yeah.
6 foot, yeah. So, 6 foot, the moment you hit that 6 foot threshold, you're gucky. That's why it pisses me off so much that I'm 5'10", 5'11". It breaks my little heart.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. No one can tell the difference between the heights between 5'9" to 6'1". No one can tell the difference. Basically, no one.
Any girl on Tinder can, apparently.
So fucking lie. If you're 5'10", tell that girl you're 6 foot.
Wow!
Yeah.
Why did
She
I
won't
look at
know.
my fucking phone?
What?
It's
What'd you
playing. I
do?
gotta go shut it up now. Fuck off.
What?
I
what was that?
sent Peter the Short King anthem from Tiny Meat Gang. It's actually a banger. It's a good song.
Have you guys been listening to any music during these trying times?
Ooh, big time. It's actually been really cool because my sort of debatable cousin Lucy has been staying with us again since the quarantine really took place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, they had a Lucy for me.
I will. I know you've already said hi to her yourself as well, but
just once in the parking lot.
She her and I have like a slightly like our music tastes run along the same lines enough that like my music library is just shot up recently. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. There's yeah, I don't know. I've just been discovering like tons of new songs lately and shit. So sorry, good.
I said I recently introduced Peter and whoever else was in the party to Purple Hat.
Oh, by Sophie Tucker?
I forgot about it. Now you brought it back.
It's by Sophie Tucker, right?
I have no idea who it's by. All I know is it's a terrible song.
It's Purple Hat, cheetah print, dancing on the like
cheetah print.
Gents on the...
That's the only part I remember from the whole song.
That song's in it. Dude, that song's in Airplane Songs. I love Purple Hat. I fucking love Purple Hat. That shit's a banger, dude.
No.
Look,
Like,
I mean, I don't need to like or understand the lyrics.
If you're intoxicated to the point of not understanding anything, okay, I can understand. But in any other circumstance, no.
Yeah,
Dude,
Matt, I'm sorry, it's not a good song. It's a bad song. There's no instrumentals besides the chorus, and even that, it's weak. Generous to call it instrumental.
Matt, I'm gonna read the first 6 lines of the lyrics.
Yes, Grayden.
Purple hat, cheetah print, dancing on the people, rolled up after the joint, dancing on the people, dancing on the people. I got people on the people, dancing on the people, with the people on the people, smoking CO2.
I've never hated the word people so much.
And that song is more popular than anything I've ever written.
I don't give a fuck about the lyrics, dude. It's got a fat bass line.
But we don't.
It's got listen.
No, don't play it.
Oh, no, do not play it.
No, I'm not going to. It's got a fat bass line. PHAT. It's got a fat bass line, and that's all it takes for me to like a song.
You made Jack leave.
And now it's stuck in my head. I'm trying not to sing it. Oh, I'm sorry, pal. Look, I don't know.
I don't want to sing it.
What's it is, you know, we found a way to make this podcast run 3 hours. Good for us, boys. Let's run it till 10 o'clock, and then you can go to bed, Eric.
I was just trying to do a segue in case, because of the 3 hours. You know, we don't want to go over.
If we win.
Yeah, but Matt had to be like, yeah, fuck what you were saying. We're going to keep going.
There, and let me keep talking.
If Matt didn't highlight the fact that it was a segue. It would have been a great
purple hat.
Have you heard about Purple Hat?
Is it on the people?
I want to tell you guys something. So speaking of Airplane Songs, there's one song that Jordan added to
explain it if you're going to talk about it.
It's just a collaborative playlist that a bunch of us add songs to. Do you ever find a song that you just love so much that it just fucking changes your life?
No.
It's like I don't show it to people much because I don't really know if it's the type of song that other people would like, but it's just sometimes you discover a song that you just love so much that it just fills your heart with joy. And I don't know. I'm not going to force anybody to listen to this song, but I just want you to know that this song means the world.
Is that a shout out?
Yeah. Shout out to who?
The artist.
Matt, reach out to the artist on Twitter so we can get him to make music for us.
There you go. See, Erik uses his head.
I'm gonna look it up because they're a really small artist, and what was cool about it as well is there's one song by this artist that I'd been listening to for a long time that I really liked, and then all of a sudden I just found this artist, and it was like, holy shit. Or sorry, I just got this other song showed to me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is even better than the first song I heard from them that I already liked. Actually, I'm curious though, like, because Peter and Erik are part of this playlist. Have you guys heard this song?
No. Maybe.
What's it
usually
called?
when I'm listening to the playlist, it's kind of just playing, and I don't really know the song name, so I might have heard it.
Yeah, it's called Ride by Mako Road. I mean, Airplane songs, it's usually a lot of like kind of EDM type music, and then there's a lot of kind of miscellaneous songs that make their way in there. And Mako Road is like a very like indie type. I don't want to call it bluesy. I don't think that's really correct, but like, yeah, it's just very like indie type song, and I think like I don't really like to act like there's one type of genre that I like or listen to the most, but like I really do like indie music. All it really takes is like a fat bass line, some nice guitar, and I'm sold.
Was that I heard indie something? Indie?
What did you say?
I'm Indie Peter. I like indie things.
You're looking very seductive with your glasses all the way down on the
It was more effective than I
tip of your
anticipated.
nose.
Yeah.
Are you trying to sell me on some indie games? Cool. You want me to play Hades or something like that? I think he's
I'm the
trying to seduce you.
representative. The middleman.
God, I just have this really weird desire to play Slay the Spire right now.
All right, boys. Well, we're reaching that 10 o'clock mark. I mean, for one thing, I want to say, like, shout out to us. We did a podcast for 3 hours, and that's actually kind of impressive if you think about it.
We can talk for 3 hours? What?
I know.
Like,
I can put up with you motherfuckers for 3 hours. Holy shit. Never thought we'd get here.
I like how Eric's screen has gotten more purple over the 3 hours. Like, the degree of purple.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to blow anyone's mind, but it's Saturday night, and we got nothing else to do. We could just keep going if we wanted to. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time too.
That's a lot of power.
It's unheard of.
I'm listening to that song, Matt, in the background. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you like it? It's cool because, like, sometimes I feel like there's songs that I like, but I don't have confidence that other people will like. So I kind of keep it to myself because for some reason, if I really, really like a song and I show it to somebody and they're like, oh, this song sucks, or they just don't like it, it kind of like makes me not as keen on the song, which is like a really weird thing. But I'm glad to hear you like it. I don't know much about like what your taste in music is, but
I enjoy pretty much all music. Country is kind of my go-to, but the only thing I don't really like, well, I mean, I don't really dislike a certain type of genre. I dislike certain people.
Lil Nas X.
If that makes
sense.
No,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Dude, Music Week means the world to me, man. Like, I'm just so grateful that Spotify exists and there's just like you can just have limitless access to any song that you want. Oh, also, Erik, I've been meaning to tell you, and I guess there's no better time than now. This song "Slow Burn" by Crywolf that you added to Airplane Songs, I've been jamming that shit. That's actually a really fucking good song.
It's tight, dude.
Rather than Spotify existing, I think you should thank that you pay for it.
Honestly, I don't want to sound like a brat or anything, but I don't pay for Spotify anymore.
Wow.
I got my dad into it, and we got a family plan, and for some reason, getting a family plan means I don't have to pay for it anymore. I was on a student plan anyway, so it's only like $6.
You know, probably that obligatory time where I say, support artists, especially small independent artists. Go to their store and buy a record, buy a CD, buy a T-shirt, because they're not making money off Spotify, even though all their music is on there. They're getting a check for 43 cents every 3 months from Spotify.
Do you know what? Why is that like that, Zach?
Because Spotify can.
Like, do you know why that is?
Yeah, because like it's
music industry really shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
If you don't have to pay someone, why would you?
And I don't really understand. I'll be honest, although I am a musician and I've been doing this for a long time, I don't understand the music industry at all. I don't understand how Spotify even exists, to be honest with you. I don't understand how they're allowed to do what they do and, charge a pittance for, what you get out of a service like that. It makes, you can't, I don't even think Spotify is shady enough to try and use the exposure argument, honestly. I think it's just they have the market share in a field that was pretty much unexposed once they started, and were able to just take the ball and run with it, and there's nothing anyone can do. Because if you're an artist, you have to have your music on Spotify, basically. If you're not, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. But that is kind of interesting, because I know that, like, it really does seem like in a lot of ways Spotify kind of gets away with, like, kind of weird stuff. Like, I don't really understand how they can get as many songs as they do just on there. And then there's also shit like there's this album that Erik and Peter and I've listened to a lot called, the artist is Equilibrium and Intuition, right? And Intuition, right? And so the album is the same name.
An important distinction is that Spotify doesn't choose what they put on their platform. Artists, if they don't want their stuff on Spotify, they just won't put it on there. It's up to them at the end of the day.
It's up to the artist?
Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Or their label, but labels, although they have kind of a bad reputation, typically will listen to their artists, especially if they're big artists. Two big cases in Spotify's case were Taylor Swift and Neil Young didn't want their music to be on Spotify, so it just wasn't for a long time. And then in the past couple years, they worked out some deals, and Neil Young and Taylor Swift's entire portfolio is now on Spotify. But for a long time, it wasn't on there because they don't make any money off Spotify. Like, how can you?
Yeah.
A good,
I remember when Apple Music first became a thing, Taylor Swift did like this big call out to them, which made them like change some of their ways. Cause like, it seemed like with an unlimited music streaming service, there just wasn't much room for these artists to actually make money. But this artist, Equilibrium and Intuition, their whole album just got taken off Spotify, and I was devastated because there's so many good songs on that album that I just completely fall in love with. And I even tweeted at Spotify, and I was like, what can I do as an individual to get this fucking album back on Spotify?
Well, you go buy their album.
Well, but it's like, because it's an artist that's so small that I doubt they even ever had a physical release of their album, right? I'll look it up because I tried to find them on Twitter and I couldn't.
Any small band, you go to their show, they're gonna have a little rack of CDs.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so easy to print CDs that
everyone will have to
not do it.
And if they don't have any way for you to buy a physical copy, every independent band has a Bandcamp page, and Bandcamp is awesome. Bandcamp, pays their artists. Artists put all their stuff up willingly, so there's not any shady stuff. There's so much like niche stuff on Bandcamp that you won't find anywhere else. It's an awesome service.
Bandcamp has the pay what you can thing, right? Where they'll do like, you can pay like 1 cent and you'll get all of it, or you can pay more if you want to be a bro.
It depends. So the artist does set a minimum amount for their album, but they can also set like a pay what you want model, or be like, you can pay 99 cents, which is the minimum, but you can pay more than that if you want to. Yeah.
That makes me think of Watsky. That's how I got all his albums initially. They're all under that. Pay what you want model.
Actually, I didn't.
Meow.
Cat.
He wants out.
There's I don't know. I'm not a big social media person, as you guys know. But there's very few people, Matt, that I know that would tweet to somebody like you do, as often as you do. To try and fix
you say
the
that again?
problem.
Sorry, it like cut out. I missed what you said.
Like, I don't know very many people who tweet to a service or to people like as often as you do. To like, hey, Spotify, where's this artist? Or, hey, other guy, why'd you spoil this Pokemon thing?
I want to agree with you, but for the spoiler guy in particular, I DM'd him because he's like a decently well-known figure in the Smash community. It's like if I tweet at him, I'm just gonna get ruined. I'm just gonna get attacked.
You should have tweeted at him. That would have been excellent.
Although people did. Yeah, no, I don't know.
You know,
I don't
actually. I do remember seeing your tweet at Spotify. Is like, where'd this album go? And Spotify responded to you, and they were like, "Hey, it's kind of up to the artist to like
put their stuff out there.
How did it make you feel that they actually responded? Like, were you happy with that overall interaction?
I mean, it was nice, but like, I don't know. I think it's really naive to be like, ooh, brand responded and they were nice. Like, I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't get the album put back on Spotify.
Yeah, but it's not their responsibility to put it on Spotify.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are right. They gave me the answer I was looking for, I guess, but like.
We have fixed all your problems.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up, Peter.
That's my point. Is that you more than anybody else I know, you tweet to all these major people about, hey, do this thing or fix this thing or whatever, and it's like, why? Like they don't know. Like tweeting someone doesn't really do much in my eyes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I don't know.
I will say there was a time where there was this YouTube ad for some insurance company.
Erik, go.
Okay, yeah. There's an ad for an insurance company on YouTube, and it was like a minute-long, unskippable ad. And I saw it so many fucking times that I got pissed and I tweeted at them, and I was like, you know, no one wants to use your shitty service if there's some unskippable. It was something like that, like. Where I was just pissed off and went on Twitter and yelled at them. They responded and were like, thank you for your feedback. We'll get right on it. Literally the next day, it was skippable. You could skip the ad.
Wow.
So,
see?
You can change things if you yell at people.
I don't know if that's what you want to promote, though.
No, it's not, by all means. But it actually... I don't think I yelled at them that much. I think it was actually like, I don't like that there's an unskippable ad, something like that. And they were actually just like, oh, sorry, we'll fix that. And then they did.
It's like on YouTube the other day, I got a 4-minute unskippable ad. I was like, what? Are you fucked in the head?
You just click off the video.
Yeah, you just
I just refresh the page,
and
there's no ad at all.
No.
My favorite thing YouTube's doing now is they have a 5-second unskippable ad and then a 2-minute like skippable ad right after the 5-second one. So you got to watch the whole thing of the first one and then wait 5 seconds before you can skip the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like, thanks, YouTube. I'm glad I get 2 now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like when I tweeted at Spotify, like I was more than anything just looking for like answers. Like I wanted to understand why it got taken off, and like I screenshotted the album and the fact that all of the songs were like grayed out, because at the very least, like if I can be like kind of like what Erik said, if I can be like, hey, I really love this album and I really love that or I'm really sad that it got taken down, and if they had even a tiny bit of an ability to change that, then I would hope that they would, right?
Right.
I think I am going to just buy it on
guess.
Bandcamp though,
And you know,
because I'm noticing that it's a thing. And
yeah. So
I think
sometimes it's not the artist. Sometimes it's like the label who released the album, who kind of owns the publishing rights or the distribution rights or whatever. Like, good example, my favorite band, Murder by Death. My beard got in the way there. They their third album, all their albums are on Spotify and any streaming service that you want. But their third album, which is my favorite album by them, is not, because they were with a different record company at the time, and I guess that record company are a bunch of dicks and won't let them put it up there. So if I want to listen to that album, I have to listen to like a physical copy or like the digital copies that I have somewhere. I can't listen to it on Spotify, which sucks.
Disappointing. It's just inconvenient. Like,
It's super inconvenient.
Well, I've been like kind of passively looking some stuff up while we were talking, and it turns out that Intuition and Equilibrium is actually a collaboration between like a rapper and a producer, and that's why I couldn't find them on Twitter originally, and like I just found them. That's not to say that I'm gonna like tweet at them and be like, bring me my album back, but like I didn't actually know that it was like a collab, and maybe that's why it got taken down. But like shit, that album was so good, man. And there's still like Weight Is Gone is like the best song ever, and I'm sad that I can't listen to it.
Could download it from YouTube.
Well, I couldn't find it on YouTube either. That's why I was so confused when it like I'll probably buy it on Bandcamp if I feel like dropping $9.99 USD, or they could just fucking put it back on Spotify again.
Well, if you like the album and you like what they do, you'll support the artist at $9.99 USD, because that's what you should do if you like people and the art they create.
And then you could just upload it to Spotify and have it in your playlist. Like you never left.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I like it's not a bad idea. Like I was thinking about it the other day because like I suggested to you guys that we play Soviet Jump Game, and it's a free to play game, but they have a starter pack and a founders pack, and the founders pack is $17.50. And I've had my finger on the trigger to buy it all day because I realized like Game Grumps has done a lot for me over the years. It's provided a lot of content that's like, been there for me in really hard times. Not like fucking Aaron tweeted at me and was like, "Hey man, sorry you're going through this." But like Game Grumps has just always been like a really nice source of like humor and happiness. And I've never spent $1 on anything that they've done. And I was like, you know what? I'd be down to buy like a founders pack just to help like support them and shit,
or even just buy a piece of merch or something like that. These creators,
about that too.
They are putting so much of their lives out there to bring you art and things that enrich your life. And I'm not just like saying you, Matt. I'm saying many people in general. And the least we can do is every now and then, support them on Patreon or support them on Bandcamp or throw a few dollars their way for something that we enjoy. Because the sad truth is that's kind of the world we live in now, where if you're doing these awesome creative things, it's really difficult to make money doing that unless, you're getting that support from the people who care about it. And it's made really hard by companies like Spotify, which is a great service, but it doesn't do jack shit in terms of, monetary compensation for the people who are out there.
It's one thing to be great on the consumer side, but the artist side is just as important.
Yeah.
I tend to float more in the direction of whenever a smaller channel I like or something is supported by like an ad, like, hey, go buy this through my promotional code. I'll do that more often than.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because that probably encourages the sponsor to keep the sponsorship up as well, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be interested to share something and get you guys to share it too. What's a YouTuber out there that you feel deserves more subscribers and more attention than they get?
Oh, I've got the guy I was talking about earlier, Indie Mouse, who did the Resident Evil playthroughs. He's hilarious. He makes amazing content. He should easily have like millions of subscribers. He's this hilarious Australian dude, and he has like 500,000 subscribers, which is a lot, but it's not very much compared to like how good he is at what he does.
Yeah. I was following him during his just a Dark Souls only channel, and he was really funny.
Yeah, his stuff's like even better now.
Yeah, I just fell out of him because I don't know, it just happened, but I did really like him.
Yeah. INDEIMAUS, Jack?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's him.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So mine has got to be a YouTuber called Relax Alex. It's Relax, and then for some reason he spells Alex with an A, like ALAX, which doesn't make any sense to me, but he's like, He's got 467,000 subscribers. He started off as a Smash tuber, and he still kind of stays in that vein. But what I love about him so much is that he has like the most incredible editing on his videos, and he's like a super funny guy. He just uses like his whole like room as his like studio and his set and stuff. And like I couldn't think of like a particular video to recommend, although one of his newer ones is called The Best DVD Menu in Movie History, and it's about Shrek 2, and it's pretty fucking funny.
He's like, correct. Shrek 2 was awesome.
Yeah, and like that's the one I would recommend to like the layperson to watch if you want to like kind of see what his content's about. But like he's just honestly like unreal, man. Like he's been doing Smash content for a long time, so of course it's right up my alley. But like his videos are so well edited. He's so genuinely funny. And what I also like is that he very much reminds me of Mitch. He gives me huge Mitch vibes. I think you'll see why when you watch.
I just subscribe to him.
Yeah, I just love the guy. He totally deserves.
Nice.
I appreciate it. That's actually really nice to hear. Like, I mean, yeah, happy for him and all, but also cool that I can make a recommendation and you're immediately like, bang, subscribe. Grayden, Erik, Peter, what about you guys?
A while ago, he's bigger now, but his YouTube channel called How to Drink hosted by this guy named Greg.
Yeah,
When I found him, he had like 50,000 subs. He's almost at 1 million now, and he just makes a bunch of really cool themed cocktails. And he just recently broke into Twitch, and he plays D&D and all that stuff. So he's really good. And another channel I just recently found, which is a little bit more niche, is called Witcher George, and he just does a bunch of like focused Witcher lore and videos on stuff that is kind of lesser known, and then just goes into detail on a bunch of it, which is super interesting to me.
I don't really follow a lot of the smaller guys. I guess like for me it'd be it's more niche. I like Zeltic. He does a lot of Zelda theories and like Zelda lore stuff.
Oh yeah.
I really like his stuff. And then I always shout out the Beard Bros because I think they're like one of the best. They're my favorite. Like let's play. Just people chilling, playing games channel.
Yeah.
I found this channel.
Yeah, I feel like Beard Bros. Sorry, Peter.
I was to say I found this channel a while ago, Nerd City. They make a lot of content on like the state of YouTube and what's going on within it, and with the creators that are making it and how they're abusing the system or whatever. And it's all really, really high quality content, really highly edited and stuff. And I love their vision and I love the content itself. And when it's put together, it works well.
Nice.
Yay, creators.
You said it's called Nerd City?
Nerd City.
Yeah, but we're the best creator, remember?
Yeah, I like
obviously.
Yeah, they should have way more than what they have.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Promote us, please.
Yeah, feel free to make a podcast with your buddies, and when somebody asks you what's your favorite underappreciated low subscriber YouTube channel, just spam us. Just do the Tetris 99 videos so everyone can see what a punk Peter is.
I'd really love it if an insurance company fucking endorsed us. I forgot the fucking word for a second there. Like, sponsors. I forgot the word sponsor for like 10 seconds. I want the insurance company with the unskippable ads to endorse us.
Yeah.
Wow, man! As much as I'm the vernacular guy of Live Connection, I fucked up there.
It happens.
Words are hard sometimes.
Words are generally hard most of the time, I've found.
Yeah.
Cloud connection.
Okay, you guys. I can't wait any longer.
What's cloud connection?
I don't know.
Do we have a copyright?
And cloud, like as we're talking about underappreciated YouTubers, someone mentioned Cloud Connection. They're pretty good. I recommend them.
I don't know if that's a play.
Okay.
We'll look it up.
Okay, I've had 4 beers and I haven't peed this whole time, and I'm gonna explode if I don't go right now. So
explode! Do it! Right. Content!
You pee in a cup.
Grayden, this isn't an Amazon warehouse, Grayden.
Actually, no guy who just got a job in an Amazon warehouse.
Well, I hope he has a big water bottle to pee in.
I can't even imagine how some of those Amazon warehouses, what they look at. Like damn. The amount of shit in there.
Yeah. Be rough.
It would be rough. I don't know. I've heard mixed. Like I've heard it's terrible, but then I've also heard that their benefits are pretty all right. You know, like the work is bad, but the benefits, and then they treat you pretty. Or I don't know. Something.
How good do the benefits need to be for you to work for the richest man on earth, though?
100% dental.
That's it.
That's all?
No, I don't know.
I need my teeth. You can have my teeth, Jeff.
No, he's paying for my teeth. I don't know, man. That's really the only claim that I use. Like I have some other stuff, but like dental is the biggest one that I use frequently.
For now.
For now, until I get old, my back breaks, and I go to the chiropractor like twice a week.
I was about to say, like, glasses can be nasty.
Oh yeah, that's true, but I am perfect, and I can see.
That sentence upset me.
That's rude to say. This is
sorry,
rude.
boys. 2020 over here.
2020 and 2020. Fuck off.
Hey, you added the second part.
I know, but that's what it made me think of.
Oh, this is good. Good fun.
This is good.
Good stuff.
What makes me wonder, because we're doing this is long, and it's been pretty decently consistent. I know we've like in the past we've tossed the idea around about doing like some sort of tabletop stuff, and I wonder if that's something we're capable of. I wonder if kind of want to ask the chat what they would think about that.
I mean, I know we have at least one or two viewers who are into D&D because we've talked about it with them before. I don't remember who it is. And I mean, obviously you and I are quite big into tabletop games, Grayden. And I know Peter plays with us. I would love to get the D&D campaign back up and rolling, Peter. But it's not going to happen for a few weeks at least. But I do have this fucking behemoth of a thing. This fucking massive Call of Cthulhu campaign that I'm reading right now. Get through. So, yeah, Grayden and I have been shooting ideas around. It would be interesting to try. I don't know how successful it would be, but I'm always interested to try new things.
Is it worth at least a shot?
Yeah.
You thinking like Zoom D&D?
I mean, Discord. But
Discord D&D? Oh yeah, of course. Just social distancing D&D?
Or something similar to trying to test the waters.
Yeah. Sorry if you've talked about it already, but like, what kind of adjustments would you have to make that happen?
Almost none.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it can all be done. It can all be done theater of the mind. You don't need to have like the battle maps and everything in front of you. So it would work totally fine. It's at that point it's basically just honor system. I mean, a lot of people use a service called Roll20, which is where you're like pushing a button and it rolls the dice for you instead of like rolling the dice yourself. But
yeah,
it's all good. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I already have a D&D campaign going on. I don't need to create a second one just for the purposes of live connection. But I am reading this massive tome at the moment because I'm going to run a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Grayden said he's interested in it. Jarrod said he's interested in it. If anyone else wants to try a different role-playing game, then we're probably going to start playing it in the next couple weeks here. That will probably not be for live connection. But if you want to try it out, then I'm looking for players. So let me know if you're interested.
That'd be kind of cool. What is Call of Cthulhu again?
I'm glad you asked. So, Call of Cthulhu is another tabletop role-playing game in the similar vein to D&D. The difference is D&D is based on like high fantasy and Tolkien and kind of, being a game where you're building yourself up to take on larger and larger threats and kind of taking on these really high fantasy stories, whereas Call of Cthulhu is, you're just a regular dude in the 1920s investigating weird shit, and you're gonna fucking die. So, what I'm reading at the moment is this thing called Masks of Nyarlathotep, which is a big old tome. This is a campaign guide. So Call of Cthulhu is a role-playing game where you're playing basically just a normal person. Are you familiar with like the works of H.P. Lovecraft at all, Matt?
For the most part, like I haven't read anything in particular, but I'm very familiar with who he is and what kind of stuff he's done.
You kind of get the gist. So
in like the 70s and 80s, Lovecraft became really popular in kind of the nerd culture of the time. So the same people who like played Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games and, you know, read Tolkien were also really interested in Lovecraft's work. And you see that a lot in the pop culture of today. You have games like Darkest Dungeon and lots of games of that ilk that include like Lovecraft's work into them.
Yeah.
So Call of Cthulhu is basically just a tabletop role-playing game sort of loosely based around the Cthulhu mythos, which is kind of the shared universe that he created with all these elder gods that, you know, exist kind of outside of time and space or like deep within the bowels of the earth and, you know, kind of seek to come back and wreak vengeance upon the universe. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's very much up my alley. I think it's more of a niche for other people because everyone wants to play D&D. Everyone understands like high fantasy, and it's a lot more accessible. But something like this is a little bit more. It's a bit more of a specialized interest, I would say. So
okay. Does it still have a lot of D&D conventions, or is it very much like its own game and it only just retains the role playing?
Yeah, the role playing is always there. A big thing when we're talking about tabletop role playing games is how the system works. So it's a different system in that you're like when you roll dice, you know, you're modifying things differently and kind of adding things up in different ways. But for the most part, it's largely the same. Like in D&D is a D20 system, so you resolve conflicts and pretty much everything by rolling a D20, adding modifiers. Whereas Call of Cthulhu is a D100 system, so you roll 2 D10s, and that's how you determine if you succeed or fail.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's using different dice to do the same thing, basically.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. And so, like, if you're just kind of a powerless human for the most part, like, what kind of course does the game take? Is there still a game master like D&D would have?
Yeah, yes. It's funny. Every game has a different name for it. In Dungeons and Dragons, the Dungeon Master. A lot of games use Game Master. Call of Cthulhu has the best name for it. You're called the Keeper of Arcane Secrets if you're running the game.
Wow.
Jack, I want you, when you run this campaign, I want you to literally not allow yourself to be referred to as anything other than Keeper of the Arcane Secrets. So he's like, hey, Jack, what do I do here? You're like, sorry, who are you talking to?
Sorry,
Keeper
I
of
only
the
respond to Keeper of Arcane Secrets. Thank you very much.
Can I call you Kotas?
Yes, I will accept Kotas.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Damn, yeah, that's really interesting. So, like, what's the objective? Like, as the Keeper of Arcane Secrets, like, do you get to just be like, all right, Cthulhu's on his way, bitches, get ready for the fire?
Sort of. It's a lot different from D&D, whereas you play D&D in Ron's homebrew campaign. D&D is really popular for homebrew campaigns and also story scenarios where you're like buying supplements and games to like play through pre-written stuff. Whereas like if Ron or I run D&D, we're doing our own homebrew stuff. Because homebrew campaigns are a lot easier in D&D because there's less oversight in most cases, and a lot of people know how to kind of generally write high fantasy worlds to, you know, some degree, which is what I do when I play D&D. I've got my own homebrew world that I really like. You can homebrew. You can homebrew Call of Cthulhu, but it's much more popular to play pre-written scenarios, which is what this massive box that I keep showing off is. This is This is 2 books worth of a single campaign. This is 666 pages of a pre-written campaign.
Wow, holy shit!
Story.
Yeah, and because that part of that is because Call of Cthulhu is based more in mystery and trying to figure out like what the hell is going on in the world, and you're trying to like investigate like cult activity and like weird supernatural goings on, as
just
opposed
like real
to
life.
Exactly, yeah. As opposed to D&D, where it's like, all right, we have to go to the mine and clear out the goblins that we were paid 100 gold to clear out.
Just like Peter's house.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of it's a thematic and like aesthetic difference. But they are two very different games. Just
sounds like at least the role playing aspect is the same.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. They're filtered through the same lens of that they're a shared story experience at a table amongst peers, just kind of delivered in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I assume then that you don't necessarily have the same role-playing freedom in Call of Cthulhu, because like in D&D, like what's that? I've heard this legend a million times where Mitch did something regarding a werewolf and basically just derailed the entire campaign that he was playing in. And I know that like a role-playing game like D&D gives you the freedom to do stuff like that, right? Your actions can directly reflect how the story unfolds.
Yeah. You have the same amount of freedom. A big difference in a game like D&D is that D&D is ultimately fantasy, where you can do whatever you want and kind of like work around the limitations of the real world to an extent within that world, because like magic exists and you can willingly use it, and you have a lot more options to sort of tackle like your average day-to-day. Whereas Call of Cthulhu is based in the real world, and you're just a regular person reconciling with these really weird things that are happening within the worlds that you're in.
Yeah.
So like you can still do crazy stuff in Call of Cthulhu. There's nothing saying like if you're an investigator, it's like I'm gonna jump off the blimp and stab Cthulhu in the eye. You can still do that. It's just you're much more fragile in Call of Cthulhu because you're a regular person, right?
Yeah.
Like you go through the like when you're creating a character, you choose an occupation, and it's like in D&D, it's like, oh, I'm a fighter. I've trained my entire life to swing swords, and my ancestry are from the elves of the Shatter Kai, and it's difficult for us to die or whatever, right? Whereas in this, it's like, well, I'm from New Jersey and I'm a zookeeper, or I'm an accountant.
And my dad's name is Sam.
I'm going to punch Cthulhu in the face.
Unsuccessfully, but I will still try.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's interesting. Man, like D&D, like when I first learned how to play and started playing it, it just blew me away because like there's no game that exists that gives you the freedom to make your own story like D&D, and that's just crazy to me because like you can play Skyrim, you can play Devil May Cry, you can play whatever game you want, and it's giving you a story.
Exactly.
And that's the story that you play, and you don't necessarily you can make story path splitting decisions, but you're limited by the like the platform, I guess. I don't know. You're
limited.
You know what I mean, right? Like
you're limited
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like you play Witcher 3, it's like, oh, it's an incredible story-based game with so many choices and such an incredible system that you tailor to yourself. But that even a game like that is so modern, like Witcher 3, that has gone through all of those designs and is meant to be like a very unique experience to everyone who plays it, is nowhere near to like how unique a tabletop role-playing game like D&D or Call of Cthulhu or any of these other tabletop role-playing games can be, because it's all in your imagination. You're not limited to what's been programmed onto the disc, right? And as much as I love those video games, there's no experience that quite encapsulates sort of the freedom to do whatever the hell you want, like D&D. And like look at what Peter has done, some crazy shit in my D&D campaign. Like Peter is maybe one of my favorite players because he just does the weirdest stuff, and it's so I love his character so much.
Yeah,
I just go with it, man.
He eats dirt.
He just like he would like disguises himself as a woman to like pass himself off and like infiltrate a cult, and then like starts licking the ground and like the walls because he's trying to prove that he knows how to navigate or like track people down based on taste. It's like so funny, and I just love that stuff. It's just so off the walls, but still like serious and still telling like a shared story amongst everyone. And I love tabletop games so much, and
I know I've been talking about it for a while now, but I'm just so passionate about this stuff, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Well, there's nothing like it, man. Like, I honestly, it is a huge shame that I didn't stick with Ron's campaign, because what we were kind of setting up, and like he would like Facebook message me from time to time, we talk about it, is like we built this character where like I was joining the campaign a little late, and like I was a druid. I was an elf of some distinction. And like this whole story that we put together was that like I was basically searching for this ancient artifact that would give me godlike powers. And so Ron was like, hey, are you okay if these godlike powers are the ability to control the weather? Because Ron did a homebrew campaign where it was like kind of a new world story, and in this new world there was terrible weather, so you basically couldn't travel any time other than in the summer. So I could see that he was setting it up so like I get this artifact, I can control the weather, our campaign can continue through the winter, right? And like it was just so cool, like the customizability, and like I was so impressed by the story that Ron had made, because like it was like, you know, basically there was this new world that was discovered and everybody was going there and trying to make something of it and everything. And
here's the cool part. You say you were impressed by the story that Ron had made. Ron did the outlines of that story, but you contributed to that story. You were writing that story as much as Ron was, and that's the coolest thing about tabletop role-playing games. It is a shared experience, a shared story that everybody is contributing to. I think that is just the coolest thing.
Which I kind of messed up for you, Erik. Sorry, buddy.
What happened?
No, just when I my first attempt at DMing was a very railroaded experience that kind of didn't play along all the great aspects of D&D. It was my first time, and I there's a lot I would change, but at the same time, I'm grateful for the learning experience.
Yeah, it's got to be tough to DM, you know, like it's got to be tough to be in charge of that, because like we were talking a while earlier about like, you know, sometimes you really emotionally invest yourself in something, and then when it doesn't go your way, you kind of go straight to this like frustration. And like I imagine, like, you know, it's your first time DMing, and you're trying to set things on a certain path, and then some chucklefuck decides to like turn into a werewolf or some shit, and you're like, all right, now I gotta fucking rewrite everything now, you know.
Which is true.
It's got to be a tough job,
but so much of it is like rolling with those punches and like seeing what crazy stuff comes out of those odd scenarios, and like how much better the experience can be when people just go off the walls. I'm still waiting in my campaign for people to just go batshit. Like everyone in our D&D campaign has been more or less good. I'm just really waiting for some of the zany stuff to happen.
It was getting there.
I know. I'm sure not everyone wants to talk about this stuff all night, as much as I would love to. But I will say, if you want to join our Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign, Matt, I would love to have you. I would love to, you know, include you in that, because it seems like you're at least somewhat interested. So if it's something you're like interested in.
You lagged out for a sec. Was it like joining the Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah. If you want to join us, then by all means, I would love to have you, because I know Grayden is in. Grayden is in. I think Jarrod is in. In a few weeks, when hopefully we can meet up together again, we're going to start up our D&D campaign in earnest, if we're legally allowed to. But I'm planning on planning on starting Call of Cthulhu in the next maybe week or two, just over Discord. So if you want to join us in doing that, I would love to have you.
Yeah, that'd be pretty friggin' cool. I'm on board with it.
Okay.
Do you think I have to like read some Lovecraft to like understand what's going on, or can I just go in blind and be like, hey, Tentacle Man?
That's not needed at all. I've read Lovecraft. Cool. I haven't read all of his stuff, but I have a pretty good idea of what's going on, and you know, I've read through a lot of these books that I've got here, so I know how to like run the campaign and all that stuff. So that's not at all. If you kind of want to get an interest or an understanding for the tonality that a lot of Lovecraft's work leans towards, then it would definitely benefit you. Like part of the story of Call of Cthulhu is that the average person has no fucking clue about like these dark entities that exist at the corners of existence.
That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I'll look forward to that. That sounds like it'd be really, really interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. And the invite is open to Peter and Erik as well, if they want to join us.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of Erik, like a couple minutes ago, he was cuddling a teddy bear, and it was really cute. I clicked off screen for a second, and for whatever reason, yours was the one that stayed in the miniature window, and you were just sitting there like,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for some reason it has it that my mic is always picking up sound, but
yeah, I noticed that.
Nice.
It's cool. Everybody, this is Teddy.
Teddy.
I've known him longer than any of you. He's my best friend. And he wears my pajamas that I had when I was a kid.
I love how
This is
creative
my,
kids were, or kids are.
yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, there's
Fair
no
boy.
other name for him, dog. He's gonna be my homie forever, Teddy and I.
Teddy's in good shape for a childhood
man.
toy.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
for some
I-
reason, his fur like covers his
Here
eye,
somewhere.
but he's got a functioning eye. Yeah. Yeah, he's good. All right, approaching hour 4.
I was about to say, on that
Are we-
note,
Are we ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think that's a good spot.
that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good podcast, boys.
I had
That's
a
a
great
hefty
time.
boy.
Setting records.
Shout out to Jerry for editing this later.
Get
I
right,
know. I
boy.
was thinking that earlier. I was like, is he gonna watch all 4 hours of this? Holy shit!
Oh, he's gonna hate us.
He's gonna
I
hate
know,
us,
he
but
really is.
hopefully
He's
he
like,
can do
when
it
does
while
this
he
end?
plays The Witcher.
All right. Any closing thoughts, boys? Anything that we want to do to wrap it up?
The fanfics are in production, boys.
Nice.
My
Shit.
my
Thank
closing
God.
thought. My closing thought is that I'm so happy that we get to just do this and hang out with one another, even if we're far away. Live Connection has been a very unique beacon of joy in my life that I cherish. So I'm glad we get to do this,
Yeah.
and I'm glad we have people
Yeah.
who are willing to watch our dumb shit. It means a lot to me.
We've definitely had a couple people
Yeah.
stick out throughout the whole thing.
And that
Damn.
is a
Shout him
feat.
out, Peter. Shout him out. Tell us all about him.
Beam Corp, aka Airmaster. Guys are the
Hell yeah.
the real dudes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for being
The
part of this,
homies.
guys. It's cool that you're willing to just chill with us for this long and everything. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah, I agree. It's I don't know, like I would never ever consider this to be like, like if we never make it into the big leagues and everything, I would never ever consider it to be like a waste of time or anything, because there's just something so cool about like having this creative outlet and getting to do this with like all of our friends and like the stuff that I've learned. Like I don't know about you guys, but like I actually feel like I would put Live Connection on my resume simply for the fact that like it's given me a lot of like skills that are valuable in the types of jobs that I would look for, like like using the Adobe suite and working in this small organization like collaboratively with people and stuff. Like Live Connection's given me a lot and I'm very grateful for it. So
If it wasn't for Peter, it'd be a great experience. I have to irk Peter as much as possible. It's my
No,
job.
I was just trying to calm
Yeah.
down. Like I was fine. And then you just
we
You had
You've
like a
taken off
solid
the heat
hour,
for a
Peter. That was
Yeah.
enough.
that's all I get.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
You got like a
totally.
20-minute reprieve while I was like waxing fanciful about Call of Cthulhu.
Peter's like, whew, this is nice.
Thank God.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'll just add
Oh, sorry.
on real quick, and I'll say that I agree with all of what you guys are saying. And if it weren't for Live Connection, I don't know if I would be as close with you guys anymore, because due to life and
Yeah.
jobs and all that, I don't play games as much as I used to, before pre-COVID. But
Yeah.
so I probably wouldn't see or talk to you guys nearly as often, and for that I am grateful. So
Mhm.
here's to the next 50, no onwards to 100.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
200.
This is just-
How about
I just have
3,000?
ice, but
Yeah.
I know.
3,000
I just have-
podcasts.
I got water now.
I just have empty cans and disappointment. I forgot to fill up my water bottle before we did this, so I'm severely dehydrated.
Someone grab their Yeti mug.
It's
We're
upstairs.
done. We're ending really fast here.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, especially the ones who stuck through this entire podcast. It's because of you guys supporting us that we're enabled to kind of keep going and keep doing this, and we hope you'll keep supporting us into the future. So from everybody at Live Connection, thanks for being with us for 50 podcasts, and here's to 50 more, guys.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
friends.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Tink.
See you guys. Don't disappoint us with those fanfics.
Don't send me those fanfics. Please.
Join our Discord.
Join our Discord.
Yeah.